I could just imagine how so many people have been talking about this today. I'm sure I'm not going to say too much different than most people have said today. Almost positive that a lot of people have their own personal views. I'm sure people are upset. Other people may not care. I didn't know until a few minutes ago, until we got on live, that he actually got, hey, pretty things, that he actually got 35 years. So, our topic is, why didn't I cover this case? I really didn't talk about it too much. I went on a couple of live originally when they first started on the case, but then I just didn't cover it at all. I mean, I went to a couple of panels on TikTok. I haven't had a chance to go and take a look to see what they have to say on TikTok, to be quite honest with you. Um, let's see. Hold on, I need to go on my page. Give me 1 second. View my profile. Let me see if I can go to my live. Yep, live. Okay. I don't know if anybody really had anything much to say on. No, to be honest with you, I know a lot of people had things to say on the panels, because they had these panels for like days, like months. I think almost a year or so. I'm trying to figure out if it's. I don't know if it's gonna echo. Guys, if you hear echo, let me know. Oh no, this is the wrong one. Let me stop sharing. I'm trying to share the other stuff. Sorry, guys. It's been a while. Give me a second. I'm just exhausted. I didn't even know if I was going to do this live tonight or not. I was just about to get ready to bed. I have a lot of stuff going on. And I said, now let me come up. I haven't done a live in a long time. I haven't done a Hi Danielle Sweet. I haven't invited people to come and chat. But if you guys want to come and chat and talk about it, then I have 8 spots. I think 8 spots. I'm just going to allow like maybe 3 to 4 people to come up. I'm sorry. What did I just do? I just went to somebody else live. Apologize. I don't want to be on your live. I want to be on my live. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, anybody want to come on TikTok and talk about it? Anybody that want to come on YouTube and talk about it? Hey, pretty things, you guys are welcome to come in, so we could chat. But I just wanted to come in. I did not cover this trial. When I say cover, I have a big trip coming at the end of the month, so I wasn't planning on going to Texas. I am very close to buying a ticket on Monday because one of the content creators who I watched was very upset and was in tears. And I got ticked off. Shade OW09, welcome in. And I got ticked off, and I actually looked up flights, and the cheapest was maybe around 379 for 2 days. And I was this close to going and just taking a couple of days off of work last minute, which would have not made them very happy. But then I realized that the jury was in deliberation, and I'm like, yeah, if I have any idea of how this case was gonna go, I know they was gonna come in fast. To be honest with you, but I was so annoyed with the treatment of especially one of the content creators who actually was in tears trying to relate a story, that I almost got up and got on a plane and go there. And I wanted to go there because I wanted to see the energy down there. I wanted to see the energy. It wouldn't be the first time that I got on a plane and went to action. You know, I was one of the thousands of veterans that went to Dakota. Hmm. right? Was it South Dakota that we went in so many years? 2012. The South Dakota water pipe. Uh, South Dakota. Was it South Dakota? Make sure it was South Dakota. It's been such a long time. It was so freaking cold out there. Veteran. Okay. Veterans protesters. Let me see. Veterans stand ground and pipeline protest and standing ground. It was standing ground. It's been so long. Let me tell you something. It was on. Yeah, it was Dakota. Was it North Dakota? It was North Dakota. Yeah, Standing Rock. Yep, and the Standing Rock Reservation. Yeah, I was one of the thousands of protesters. I mean, the veterans who left my job and went straight there. Took a week off of work, almost froze my behind off, got lost trying to find a heating tent and almost froze my behind off, and it was crazy out there in the middle of winter because of the fact how the company was treating the protesters down there, and they got hurt. I've also faced down a lot of different angry people, even here in New York, especially when it comes to people who believe that their race is better than mine, especially men. I love when men want to pop up in front of my face and try to tell me something. It's just something that I just have to have the moment just to see what you're gonna do. Like where we go, where you going, where we're going with this situation. So when I saw that one of the content creators that I actually met at the Diddy trial was actually in tears, I got really pissed off and I almost went. I looked up the flight and everything like that. Was going to get the room and everything. Then I was going to leave from Monday, which was yesterday, to tomorrow and come back on Thursday to work. It was I was on and popping. But when I looked and I saw the jury was deliberating, I'm like, yeah, they're going to come back quick. Yeah, I said they're going to come back quick. And I went right back to why I decided I wasn't going to cover this case. And when I say cover this case, I mean, like, I actually uh, took a lot of time off work to cover the Diddy trial. I made sure I got my journalist credential, and I'm covering several other trials. I covered the Alexander brothers trial. I'm covering the former VP of Venezuela trial, and of course, covering Luigi trial. So any trials that I feel is, especially in New York, that I feel is not interesting to me, but it's a powerful trial I'm covering. So this was would have been one of the trials I'll be interested in. But I said very early on I wasn't going to cover the trial, because the reason why I wasn't going to cover the trial, because I knew he wasn't going to get a fair deal. I just knew he was going to get a fair deal. I said it very early on in one somebody panel that they were going to find him guilty. I said very early on one of the guys' trial. I don't know if it was DJ Creed, one of the panels on TikTok. I said, yeah, they're gonna find him guilty. Yep. And the reason why I said they're gonna find him guilty is because of where the incident happened. And I have to say out here, there's not really too many people here watching me anyway. I have to come out and put a disclaimer. I am what is considered a survivor. A survivor is a family member who lost a family due to violence. So I understand what it's like to have a family member gone, especially at a young age. It changes the family, it destroys the family, it puts you, well, it doesn't destroy the family if you're a close family, but it can destroy the family, but it's a complete loss of a generation, a family member, missing seat, missing table, is very dramatic, it's sad, it shifts your reality, and the your life beforehand is completely different after the loss. I say this to say that I totally understand the tragic and the devastating and horrific pain of losing a loved one. There's no excuse for it. When you use violence, except for when it's self defense, I do believe in self defense. But I always believe that if you didn't put somebody in this world, even if you put somebody in the world, but especially if you don't put somebody in this world, you shouldn't take them out. So I say that in advance. Now, when I heard about the Karmalo Anthony story, it took a while to listen to all the evidence, or at least all the discussion. I wasn't in court, so there's no such thing as evidence because I didn't have the evidence. But I did take the time to actually listen to the various panel. I looked up the story to see what people were saying. This is why a lot of these panels were very engaging in this conversation because a lot of people wanted to know what was going on. There was several panels, but I think it's DJ Creed. I can't remember because I haven't been part of the panel for a long time. But I think he was one of the ones. I'm sorry, guys. That was really covering the trial and having several guests, and he had guests from both sides, and he did it constantly, day and night. He was going from Diddy to that trial, Diddy from that trial. When Diddy trial was over, then did Karmalo Anthony. I don't know if he did anything else, but I think that was the group that I was in for quite a while. Again, I should look it up, but that was one of the panels I was on. I went on the panel once or twice, but I really went on the panel once. My whole really significantly, I actually went once because most of the time when I went on the panels, really was to talk about my opinion on the Diddy trial. But I went on that one time, and they always ask me, "What do you think?" Especially when it was the Diddy. Do you think he's going to be found guilty or not guilty? And with the Diddy trial, I was like, I'm not sure. I said I think he should be guilty. I still stand on that. From all the evidence and everything I said I saw a lot of stuff that you guys didn't see in the trial. You could read the scripts, you could read everything, you could read the deposition, you could I mean not deposition, you could read the transcript, but you got to be there to see everything, see them. So I completely felt that Diddy was guilty. He should have been charged on all case charges. People disagree with me. I hear you. I was happy that I got 2 out of 5. I was happy I got 2 because I would have been pissed if he got off scot free, right? But a lot of people was asking me, I think it was guilty, and I always said that I don't know. I said in today's environment, with the way things are, I don't know if Diddy's going to be found guilty. I've said that from the beginning, and I stood on that. A lot of people was trying to change my mind and say, "Oh, Mama Flip, you never said that." I say, I know I said it because I didn't know I was in the trial. I was one of maybe 3 people in the trial that thought that Diddy did something wrong. Everybody was fans. There was a lot of people that was like, "Oh, we're not taking sides, we're not biased and stuff like that. We just here to learn." When you were fanning, they actually did a poll. This one person did a poll in which she went to almost everybody in that room that wasn't reporters and asked them to fill out if the person is guilty, if Diddy is guilty or not guilty, and almost everybody that fill out the form say not guilty. So you can't tell me I wasn't in a room full of Diddy lovers. They love themselves some Diddy. Love themselves some Diddy. So I was one of the few. So I have my own various opinions. So when they came and asked me about the when I think I won the file, and they said, "What do you think about the Kamala Anthony?" I said, "I don't know the story too much. I don't know too much about it." But I said, based on what I'm hearing, and they need to move him from the area and request a transfer of the trial to another county. That's what I said. Preferably another state, but if not another county. I said, and they asked me why. I said, because he will not get a fair trial in that location. It's just not going to happen. A lot of people thought I was being too harsh. I shouldn't have said that, but I felt it very strong. I'm like, hell no. I said, they're going to drag that poor kid down no matter what. They're going to make sure that he is an example. That's how I felt about it. Now, Many could say maybe, I overthought it or I jumped to conclusion, but I didn't like the way the story was going. First of all, you're in a small area, right? Predominantly white area. Doesn't necessarily mean white area and you're a black kid, right? That's one. When I looked into the story of Karmalo Anthony and his family, for some reason I got the impression, I don't know if it was a Twitter thing, I don't know if it was a social media thing, I got the impression that the family was GOP. And for some reason, somebody mentioned that that family will supported Trump. I don't know where I got that. I would have to go back on TikTok. So I'm like, okay, all right. It would. I don't know if it would make sense or not, but it would make it more realistic to me if his family was GOP and if they were a Trump supporter and if they hung out around a lot of white folks for this young man to feel comfortable enough to go in certain areas, in my opinion, nilly willy. Now, some people have very serious concern about him carrying the knife, the weapon, but to me, him actually walking into a tent full of strangers, even though he was sports, right? Even though he was a sport guy, it was like, yo, he's just comfortable there. He's just comfortable. But I can tell you in Brooklyn, New York, where I'm from, you ain't gonna see a lot of black kids walking into a predominantly white area willy nilly without being invited. It's just not done. Even with me as an adult, and I know I'm grown and I'll do whatever I feel like. Even me, I feel that I need to know which area I'm going into. Like, right? Like any adult, when you're in some place that you don't know, you'll check in. You'll be like, okay, where am I? What's going on? I love my favorite movie. One of my favorite movies is Get Out. That's my favorite movies. Whenever I feel I'm going into an area, right, that is, a mixed race area, I always reach out to my brothers and sisters and send them the link. I'm like, yeah, this is where I'm at. I say, this is where, hey, nah, she's talking to me. Hey, AGS, how are you? I said, this is where I'm at. And I be joking. I be joking because I think it's funny. I be like, yo, I'm in the Get Out area. So if you don't find me, come and look. You know what I'm saying? And it's a joke between me and my brothers and sisters because I travel a lot. So does my mom travel a lot. And there are certain areas when you're driving as black folks, right? You don't know where the hell you are. And when you drive cross country, there are some areas that like you're like, I don't want my car to stop here. I don't want my car to break down in this area. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you feel comfortable enough as an adult, right? It's like a FaceTime call. Hey, how you doing? You don't know as an adult. I hope you like it or don't like it. By the way, you have panels here. As soon as I finish talk, if you guys want to come up and have a conversation with me, you guys are more than welcome. You don't know. Oh, and let me know if and analyze the trial and the Karmalo case trial. No, actually, I'm one or the other. Oh, hold on, I see somebody coming on. Hey, hi.
I'm here. I'm listening.
Hi, how are you? Long time no see. How you doing? Were you on my live
Good. How
before?
about you?
Have I seen you before, or are you someone new?
First time.
Oh my God, you remind me of someone else that I actually had on my panel. It's been such a long time. Thank you for being here. And let me know if you want to intro. I just wanted to finish my thought, and then after that, we could have a discussion on it. So yeah, so with me now, so whenever I'm driving long distance, and depending on what area, I'll be like, okay, if the car break down, what's it gonna feel like for me to get out of the car and ring somebody bell at 1 o'clock in the morning in this particular area? yeah, I don't know. That's how I feel, right? Again, it depends on what the area is. You just have to know where you're going. And especially when I'm going to Connecticut, there are some areas right in Connecticut, as soon as you leave the highway and you're about, because we do a lot of content, slot content, and you go into the casino, there's a whole stretch because the GPS takes you all through these roundy roads, and you have a lot of the houses that have the American flag, and they also have the officer, the blue flag for the officer. I'm like, every once in a while you have the not do not trespass sign. I'm like, yeah, okay. So to me, Carmelo Anthony had to be comfortable to actually feel that it was okay for him to walk into that tent with a bunch of young people who I believe are predominantly white. So I'm like, okay. So that means that his family is comfortable. They live in the area. They feel that they're one of them. Okay. All right. But the first indication that I knew that this trial was going to go ass right away was when the father showed up at the presser. Again, I'm going to tell you, my family, we lost someone to gun violence, pew pew violence. And I don't know if tickety talk, they don't like certain words. They might like. So I got to be very careful, pew pew violence. So I know how
I'm
it is to
sorry to
lose.
hear that.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. So I know the pain of loss, and I know what we went through as a family. And I know one of the things that we did not do is go to the location of the young person that unalived my nephew. We didn't go there. Oh shoot. Looked like my screen. Oh, sorry guys, my screen is looking all green in the back, so let me just raise this a little bit. We didn't go. We didn't speak to the family. We didn't engage with the family. And even if we could, the police officers wouldn't have allowed it. So the first thing I saw was like, oh, so the dad of God, I need to know his name. I apologize. Metcalf and hold on one second. I want to make sure that I say his name.
Jeff Metcalf.
That's the father's Jeff Metcalf. And the son's name, please. Can you remind me of the son?
Austin.
Austin. Thank you so much. So when I heard that Jeff felt comfortable enough to go to the presser, I'm like, oh, this is different. Because as family members, we don't go to each other pressers. We don't talk to each other. We don't engage in conversations. We are now fighting a trial against each other. I don't have any reason to talk to you or be part of it. But the fact that he was there, and now people are saying, oh, the reason why he went is because he wanted to talk to the. Thank you for giving me the name Austin. May Austin rest in peace. That he wanted to actually engage in conversation with the family. I'm like, okay, I don't know. And the reaction of Karmalo Anthony parents when they were like they didn't want him there, that was like, yeah, yeah, that wasn't. I'm not feeling that. But I let it go. Again, I wasn't covering this story. I'm like, this boy going to jail. Initially, I'm like, this boy is going to jail. No one could convince me otherwise. So now the trial happened. And one of the content creators who I know met, I don't know her, but I met personally. She started covering the story, and the funny thing about her is that she's not. When people look at me, because I'm an advocate in these streets and I do a lot of work, so I work with perpetrators, I work with survivors. I have a long resume as far as social justice, social things. So I know the two. So when it comes to me, depending on what I see, I'll probably pick a side. But when it comes to her, she's not known to pick a side. She's really one of those, even as a black female that was covering the Diddy trial, she was consistent on telling the facts. Where I would say this motherfucker is a piece of crap. This is what he did to Jane. This is what he did with Cassie. I knew that he held that girl over the. I knew I could see in him and stuff. That this guy's a creep. Where I would give you news and emotion. I was like, well, the judge said this. The prosecutor said that. The defense said this. Diddy defense is doing this, the prosecution did that. But let me tell you how I feel. This out with her, she doesn't do all that. So the fact that she felt so uncomfortable in that hearing to the point that she came on live crying, I have never seen that young girl cry on live. For her, and then she had to have the Black Panther to come the next day to oh hell, I'm like, oh hell no. There's no way. There is absolutely no way this boy is going to get a fair trial. So that's just outside. So then I started hearing the story. So the judge knows the family. I'm like, yo, this must be nice. As a family member who lost a young man to who was unalived by another young man, I would just imagine how it would be if that judge that was sitting there covering my nephew trial was a friend of my family. I could have just imagined that I could have said, yo, Bob, yo. You know what? You know. I could just imagine that would happen with my family. That the judge would have been a buddy. Would have been a buddy. That I would have pictures of us with our hands around his neck at an event. I would have just loved that. But that's what happened in this case. Now there's different reports as far as the make or the nationality. Thank you so much for being here, AGS. Sorry if you I'm sorry that I didn't have a chance to talk. If you want to come back, give me a few minutes. Give me a few minutes. Thank you. Uh then I heard the jury make, and they were like, there's different reporting. There were people that are saying that all the juries was white people. Then I heard today that some of the juries, one of the juries were Latino, and another jury was Asian, as if that's supposed to make a lot of us feel comfortable. Especially since we knew what happened with Rick Child the other day, that unalived that young man. Especially how we feel, and no disrespect, I'm gonna put it out there because I'm gonna be very straight and forward. And I have a lot of people, a lot of friends across all ethnicity, all nationality, and stuff like that. You know, I love you, Lindas of the world, the Melissas of the world. You know, I love you. You know, Elaine's of the world. You know, my people, my people. You know, I love y'all. You know, I love y'all. All of my advocates, friends that work with me from before and in and after and stuff like that, and all my time, y'all know I love y'all. Yeah, I'm not talking to y'all, but we gotta keep it 100%. After this particular election, we already knew what time a lot of people was on. We know our Latino brothers and sisters, almost half of them decided they wanted to love on and help and support their white side of the family, and that's their choice. We just now got cussed out as a black community by several Asian content creators because we fell away as a black community that that man Rick Choi should not have unalived a 14-year-old young man for a bottle of water. Now, of course, we go on to say, oh, he had a pew pew. And as he was running away, the pew pew fell out of his pocket, and Rick Choi felt in danger of his child. I mean, for his son. So he felt that. So, but of course, just like the Diddy trial, we did not hear the history of Rick Child, where he pew pewed several people beforehand, and he liked chasing people of color out of his store. We didn't hear that, but I blame South Carolina. Because y'all know that some of a bum was there doing all of that shenanigans, and y'all allowed this man to still have a store. So I'm trying to understand, in South Carolina, have we learned our lesson yet? And is this man going to still have a store? That's what I'm trying to hear. I'm trying to understand what we doing with Mr. Rick Child's store, because I don't think Mr. Rick Child, his son, his wife, his family should have a store in that community. Now, I'm not saying that anything should happen to Mr. Whitaker. I don't believe in violence because I'm a gun violence. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to get the picture of, I'm trying to get this sit right, guys. I'm sorry. And this camera, this stand is annoying the hell out of me. I'm not trying to get anybody hurt. I'm just saying he shouldn't be in that area. I think that him and his family should pack up themselves just like the guy that unalive Nicole in Minnesota. They should pack their ass up and go to an area where they feel safe and comfy. Because their delicate nature cannot deal with people in the community that's going to yell at them about ICE when it comes to Minnesota, or going to come and get a bottle of water and he feel that he's in danger. So I think for his best interest that he needs to get his narrow ass out of the area and take his family with him. And if he doesn't, I think the community should make sure that he no longer works there. But we ain't talking about Rachel. We talk about Karmalo Anthony. So you have a situation here where, in my opinion, as a result of the judge, as a result that they did not change the location of the trial, as a result of the make of the juror, and again, I already knew they were going to find him guilty way before the trial. And it had nothing to do with his action. And I heard today that the father, Jamie, condolences to you and your family for the loss of Austin, wanted to come to the news and explain to the world how this was not a race issue when it was. And as an advocate of pew pew violence prevention and been doing this type of work for many years, I'm not stupid enough to think that it wasn't a race thing. Because I know for a fact that if it was on the other way around, that if it was Austin that unalive Karmalo Anthony, he would not even have seen a grand juror. There wouldn't have been an indictment at all. What would have happened was they would have called the daddy, because the daddy knows the judge, and the daddy and the family knows the prosecution and the DA. The daddy and the judge know the pope over there. They would have had a conversation, and they would have justified the unalivement. That's what they would have done. There is no way in heaven, in my thoughts, in my brain, that these kids, if it was the other way around, would have even served the time in one moment in jail, or even been brought, or even been handcuffed. They would have called it stand your ground. And I find it interesting as far as Texas, because there's been a lot of cases in Texas of people unaliving people on the stand your ground, law, and we know that Texas have stand your ground law. And one of the things that was covered over and over again, because I actually studied it during the work that I've done, was the fact that you just have to feel in certain situations, you just have to feel that you're in danger to stand your ground. You just have to feel it. Your imagination has to be, it has to be a perception of your mind, or it could be a Skittles, or it could be you could be sitting in the back of a car with your friends playing hip hop music loud, and this guy could come out from going to his nephew or his cousin's wedding with his new girlfriend and step out of the freaking gas station, and because he didn't like your music. And that's Lucy McBeth's son, Jordan. And I know Lucy McBeth very well. He could come out and he could pew pew in the car, almost unalive all these kids and get Jordan. And guess what? Thank God in his case, he was found guilty eventually after 2 trials. But his first statement was he felt in fear of his life. And if it wasn't for the family and the community raising hell, he probably never would have. He probably would never would have served any time. And then what about George Zimmerman? Do you know how long Sabrina had to go and fight to get that to go to trial? Do you know how long she had to go in order to get a hearing for him to be found not guilty? Because he felt in fear of his life, even though you had the 911 call saying, please don't run after him. Please leave him alone. But because he is Latina, and he said that he was the neighborhood watchman, he was able to unalive the young man. So yes, he was able to unalive Trayvon Martin. So yes, I had no hope for this case at all. Now, if they change the location, the county, if the judge recuse himself like he is in most cases are required to do, because I don't even know what kind of waiver that some of them signed off on to say that he did not have any bias, because there are some bullshit rules in the court system where you could sign a waiver or you could say make a decision on your own. And I don't know if he had to go the higher up to say I have no biases, no in this case, that I could actually be non-biased in this case, which is complete bull. So I don't know how he was able to get that. So let's just say that we had this folio judge decided to recuse himself. They gave Karmalo Anthony permission to move out of that county. And even if they didn't have any black person in the juror, I still would have found it strange. But it just goes to show now, this is very interesting to me. Why wasn't there black jurors on that on to report in to actually go in to be interviewed? They said there was probably two or three that they did not select, which I don't know what the defense was doing, to be honest with you, when it came to that. But hey, okay, so it just shows me again the neighborhood that this young man and his family live in. Is if they only had like three jurors, possible jurors to come in, that means it just again shows the kind of neighborhood that he lived in, which is predominantly a white neighborhood. So let's just say they decide they're gonna move it, because did they move the Parkland on a lot? Did the Parkland? I think the Parkland. Hold on. Oh, that's in. Oh, okay. Maybe I'm thinking somewhere else. Um, yeah, it was Florida. Where did he go? Shooter trial location. Okay, it was in Parkland. Marjorie Dale, Stoneman. Wow. And a lot of situations, if you have a good judge and if you have a good lawyer, they would, if they feel that their clients cannot get a fair trial, they will move them. And they didn't. But let's just say that they moved him and they had another judge, and we came to this same decisions. Then I would say I don't know if I would have agreed with the decision, but at least I would have not been so sure that he would have been found guilty. And another thing I have to say, and then after that, if you guys want to come and talk, y'all can. If you guys are on YouTube and you want to come out, I'll share the link. And another thing I have to say is that It wasn't only the father misbehavior, but and the judge and the location, but it was also the behavior in the courtroom that I heard. My sisters and I and her husband, we sat in that trial for my nephew unalivement, and the young man that unalived um, my nephew sat right there on the left hand side. So we're as a family, we're on the right hand side in the back bench, and his family is on the right hand side of me. So if I'm facing forward, their family is on the right hand, we're on the left hand side, we're staying stoic and stuff like that. Do you know how many times the judge told us that we could not react? Do you know how many times the judge told us that we could not react? But that you telling me, oh, somebody canceled. I was trying to bring you up, but it got canceled. But you telling me that throughout the trial, that Austin mom, right, could cry, and she could scream in the courtroom with the juries there. And even though I know and I believe that the jurors are biased, right? Even though I know the jurors are biased, but uh, what court? Because we couldn't say nothing. Every day we came to that court, we were told we could not show any emotion or react. That's what we were told. We were told we couldn't react. In fact, every single time we had to leave the courthouse, the court officers had to make sure that each family go out separately and safely. Hmm. When the verdict was about to happen, we said not. We were told by the judge not to react. I would go even further. When I covered the Diddy trial, I was one of the people that was in the overflow room. We had to abide by the same rule in the overflow room that they did in the courthouse. We couldn't make any noise. We couldn't react. We couldn't talk. Hell no, we couldn't cry. We couldn't scream. I wanted to call Diddy every MF that I can when I saw the motherfucker, but I couldn't do that because guess what? They would have kicked me out of court. But you telling me in this trial, the mom could scream and carry on and cry and do all broken heart in front of the juror, and the juror is not supposed to say it, Lord. And we want me to believe that this young man got a fair trial. That's what we're supposed to believe. That this young man got a fair trial. Okay. So now they said that his sentence is 35 years. The judge, at the very least, I heard the judge at least allowed for manslaughter, which would have probably given him a little bit less time. I still think if the jury gave him manslaughter and they bit, oh, I'm sorry, I'm about to curse out the juror, and they were allowed to do the sentencing, which is another thing I have not heard. I didn't know that jurors could actually give sentencing. That's another thing I never heard of. Jurors could do sentencing. I thought it was a judge on the same day too. Rest possible. 17 years. Okay, 17 years in the cell. The rest possible probation. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. Thank you. 17 years. I still think the jury, even he had manslaughter, the jury probably would have, gave him the max. I'm the only, like I said, I think I saw it on Another Life. The only blessing, if there was even a little bit of blessing that for Karmalo Anthony, is that he was 17 years old, because I believe if he was 18 and older, the Texas would have gave him the death penalty. I have no doubt that Texas would have unalived that man, that boy, at all. So anyway, the judge apparently gave the option, according to my understanding of manslaughter, and the jury said no, because the jury actually thought based on the evidence that he intentionally came in there to sit out in the rain, to sit next to one of his friends, and he intentionally came there to unalive somebody. That's what the jury thought. That's what they thought. That's what they. That's what I'm hearing. That this A student young man who came in there to meet one of his friends, who I'm being told, and I know that the mom must be very proud, because I want to know, is the friend? So no, somebody need to tell me, is the friend that allegedly acted in trial in court that like he wasn't really a friend, even though that he went to the grandmom birthday party? Was that kid white or black? The friend that he went in there to see that caused all of this in the first place, was that young person who went to trial and acted like Karmalo Anthony wasn't his friend, was just anybody out there? Was that kid white or black? I'm just curious. So apparently that kid acted like he didn't know why, according to my understanding of the story. He invite Karmalo Anthony to sit in there. He didn't know why Karmalo Anthony came in there to look for him. That wasn't really his friend. He don't know that. I'm surprised he even announced he even know the guy. In fact, I heard that he tried to act like he didn't know him until they took this. They showed pictures of him with Karmalo. Wow. And you want me to think that this young man was going to get a fair trial under all those circumstances, please? Give me a break. Give me a break. Now, I think everyone, I've always had a strange, like, I always question self defense. I never liked the stand your ground laws in the various states. That's one of the things that I had a major problem with as a pew pew violence prevention advocate. I always had a problem with that. I said, what does that mean? What does the law consist of? You mean somebody could just wake up one day and look outside the window and say, "Oh, that person looks bad. I'm gonna pew pew them because I feel this." I always had a problem with stand your ground. But the fact that Texas in particular fought so hard for stand your ground that anybody in Texas could pew pew somebody else just because they of a blink of an eye, because they ponder that that person is in danger. You mean to tell me that they could not, in any circumstances, acknowledge, accept, or even give credence to the fact that Karmalo Anthony was afraid because those boys jumped him? And you know why I know they didn't give any credence to that? Because it took 3 hours to come up with a verdict. And I'm sure they had that verdict in the first half hour. I don't know what time they went in. Maybe they went to lunch. Maybe they had a break. I'm sure they came in there and said, "Yo, everybody who thinks he's guilty, all right, let's just sit here for a little while and act like we're considering the case. Let's just sit here for a little while. Let's act like we're considering the case." Because we don't want to go out there and have anybody think that we're not thinking about it or pondering the situation. Let's just sit here for a little bit. Let's just sit a while. Why don't you come up? Yeah, please come up. Anybody have anything to say? You're more than welcome to come up and talk to me about it. So that's how I feel. So this is a reason why I did not spend the time to cover the case, because I knew from the moment that I heard this story that this young man was going to be found guilty. I knew it. I had no doubt. So that's where we are with it. I feel bad for his mom. I feel bad for Austin family also because again I know how it is to lose someone. But I could almost guarantee you that if it was a YT young man that did that to Austin, or if it's the reverse, we wouldn't be where we are right now. And what I dislike is hypocrisy. I think I dislike the hypocrisy more than anything in the world. I hate when people act as if we can't tell or see what we're saying. I hate when people play around with people's intelligence. We know what it is. We know the setup. We know what it was. We know from the moment this case came about. We the people who actually live real life, who doesn't live in the delusion. And I also have to say, I know I wanted to say something else. I also believe the Karmalo Anthony family actually thought that he had a fair chance. I think that she felt that they actually felt that they had a fair chance. And it just goes to show that some people, they live in the cloud. And no disrespect to the family, Kamala Anthony's family, the mom and dad. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I got the impression, I read somewhere that they were actually Republican and GOP. I could be wrong. I also read somewhere that they also voted for the current administration. Again, I could be wrong. But I felt that they really felt that he had a fair
Hey,
chance.
sis.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, sis. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for coming up. All right, okay.
Thank
Go
you for
ahead.
having me.
Give me your thoughts. What are you thinking?
I'm so glad you said that, girl, because I was just typing like furiously on like two TikTokers. I was like, I think they're actually a part of the religious Trumpian coalition. They did not want Lee Merritt. They did not want to galvanize the BLK community behind them. And I believe that they are, and no shade to the parents.
No shade. No, it's no shade at all. They have a right to whatever they want to do. Yes.
Right. But Lee Merritt, even though he's not a trial attorney, he has a bank full of civil rights activist attorneys. Yes. And that would have been on the ground with them, that would have narrated the story, that would have, because yes. Each lawsuit is a story. And so they would have been all over Fox News and all over CNN, MSNBC, talking about it in a way that is meaningful. I'm so glad you said that. They are. And then I saw on just another TikToker, like about 5 or 6 TikTokers ahead of yours, that she was like, I know that they were going to lose because they had no people of color on their legal team. They didn't do jury. She listed a whole bunch of things. She was like, I knew he was going to lose. Yeah. I knew he was going to lose because that's the tenor and the tone of America right now.
I agree. 100%.
But she laid it out. She was like, oh yeah, they had no people of color on the team, on the legal team. They didn't do a jury, like, what do you call it when you assess the jury, like a jury study?
They didn't do a jury study either?
No, they didn't do that. She listed, girl, her TikTok is like six or 7 TikToks ahead of yours.
Okay, I'm gonna go back.
I put a comment, I wrote under the seriously. I said, I think that they're Trumpers too. And
I saw it on, and I'm sorry, OMG, I'll be right with you. Give us just a second. I saw it on Twitter. I saw it on Twitter in the very beginning of the trial. I saw it on Twitter because, you know something, I wanted to know where he lived, right? So I saw all his pictures, and I saw that he was surrounded mostly by white teens. And I saw where he lived, and, you know, it looked like an influential location. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that the Democratic Party do not have rich black folks, right? And you know, but in that kind of area, I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
I'm steering towards that. But also
Right.
another reason why I didn't hear any advocates, no NAACP, no CLA, UCLA lawyers, none of the advocates was out there in the streets. I'm like, yo,
they didn't want them.
They didn't want them. So and then I was like, okay, they really feel, God bless them, that he's going to get a fair trial. They really in their heart felt that their young black kid was going to get a fair trial because of who they knew. Like who they
caught that last year. Yes.
That's crazy. And I was like, yo, that's not going to happen. I said, I'm like, it's not going to work for them. I knew it. That's why that's why I did not cover this case. Like I was not talking about this case at all. I'm like, yo, this is not it's not that I don't want to support a black family, because again, I'm a fellow survivor. It's not that I wouldn't have wanted to support a black family and stuff like that. But if you don't want us to support you and you know where you do what you're doing, where you're going, there's nothing for us to do but to stay quiet and pray that it work out for you.
Girl, yes, because last year I dropped it when they said, well, we don't have no, and then Lee Merritt came out with like an announcement saying, I am not affiliated with this case. I am not, you know, he says, I will always, like, basically I will always support, you know, my people, but they didn't want him. Wow. They did not want him. And they had, I think, some really silly, crazy spokesperson. And that was like, I mean, he was almost like almost anti-black, just a little tiny bit, anti-BLK. Well, and I'm glad you clocked that too. That's why I dropped it last year. I didn't pick it up again until this year.
It wasn't anything for us to pick up. No disrespect to the family. You have it right. I even said that girl Henny, please go check out that girl Henny. She's a friend of mine. She did an amazing coverage of it on YT. Please go check her out and her thoughts on it. We were having a discussion this afternoon, and I said that I think that based on my understanding, everybody please mute. Please mute. I'm going to give you an opportunity. Yes, as soon as I finish, you can say something, Woody. Can you give me a second? I will give you an opportunity. But I think I have OMG is next. Then we have Cade, and then after that, I want to make sure I give everybody the opportunity to talk. If I can have you mute a second, I'm almost finished with what I have to say. I want to say that when I spoke to that girl Henny, I said that I believe this family, this is the first time they felt real racism in their life. Allie A. I said there's no way. They probably did not understand the gravity of the situation because they probably never lived that life in real life.
They are a minority. I believe, now, don't quote me. I mean, forgive me, God, if I'm wrong, but I believe they are under the spell of the model minority. I believe that they are children of immigrants. So I believe the daughter, I mean, his mother. Okay. I believe like they're like Haitian or something like that.
Oh, they can't be. Please don't tell me they're Haitian. Because I'm Haitian. They're Haitians?
I think either that or Barbadian. I think so.
I want to check it out. I didn't know they were Haitians. You know, and I know I'm Haitian, so I could talk about my Haitian people. My Haitian people are the most racist bunch of people when we in the upper class, and I could say that as a Haitian, first generation Haitian. I'm going to tell you right there. I could tell you when we up there in those elite circles, we don't know nobody. Nous pas connaît un Ken Moon. Nous pas connaît.
I could be wrong though.
I'm just saying, if they're Haitian, I would understand. But anyway, thank you.
They're like connected. I'm sorry, hon. They're like connected.
No, I know. I saw it. I promise you, I saw it. It was initially reported that they voted for Trump, and it was initially reported they were Republicans. I promise you that. Then it disappeared. Yeah. Then it disappeared from there. But that was the first thing. Because I was like, oh, okay. I see what we're doing. But thank you. I want to give OMG an opportunity. Woody, I'm coming to you.
Sure, I'll land.
Thank you. OMG, did you want to say something? And then we're going to go to Kate. Yes. OMG?
Yes, ma'am. You can just call me Ronnie.
Hi, Ronnie. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me. So
Woody, I'm going to mute you because I think we're hearing birds. If you don't mind giving us a second, you're going to be able to come up in a few minutes.
Internet service is bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is what it is. I'm on Ooh, you guys can't see me. Nobody else can see me.
No, you're
This is
perfectly
like
perfect.
AOL dial-up.
Oh wow, you guys. Everybody else is good, Woody. Everybody else is good. So give us a second. We'll be right with you.
In a bird sanctuary.
Yeah, I'll be right with you, Woody. Okay, give us a second. All right, Miss OMG. I'm sorry, Miss Randy.
Ronnie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm identifying you. I'm sorry, Ronnie. Go ahead.
No, you're perfectly fine. I'm 28. Pronouns is she, her.
Yes.
Obviously, my profile picture's out there, but I'm Black American.
Yes.
So this is my first year in law school, and my professor, big ups to him, made us follow this case closely to the point to where, like, he was making us do discussion boards on Saturday.
Okay.
This Saturday, it just passed. And I just want to say, I think that the parents were kind of naive, and it's could you please get rid of the chirping?
Yes, I'm trying to. Woody, I want you to have a conversation, but I need you to mute the chirping so people can hear. Can I mute you? Thank you. I promise you'll have your opportunity. Please go ahead. We can hear you. All right. You're gonna have to come back up. In fact, everybody, can you give me a second because he wants attention? Woody, say what you have to say, and then after that, I'm gonna bring you down because the bird is making us crazy. Go ahead, Woody. Hello, Woody.
Your internet is horrible.
Did you want to say what you had to say? That's all you had to say. The internet is horrible.
Your internet is horrible.
No, that's not true.
It's not horrible. Our internet is good, but thank you for coming up, Woody. If you don't have anything else to say, I will thank you for coming up. Okay. All right. Take care. Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you, Woody. Thank you. Sorry for that, guys. The chirping. Okay, go ahead. I'm so sorry. The chirping was crazy. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's driving me. But this is like my first year of law. My professor made us cover it. Even like Saturday, we had an emergency discussion board just to talk about how flagrantly the defense did not do their job. In his words, any good attorney worth their salt would have got half of those witnesses thrown out. Also, I think the parents seen that he got Zimmerman and Rittenhouse off and were just like, oh yeah, he beat unbeatable cases before. Mind you, the state of Florida had a way better case against George Zimmerman. A way better case.
Yes, they did, and you saw how that worked out.
Absolutely.
Sabrina Fulton.
With thinking that money could solve everything, not understanding that there was a true racial aspect of this. The fact of the matter is that the defense attorney did not call into question the judge, prosecutors, and
that's crazy.
Here, that was an issue as well. The fact that the prosecutor, because I want everybody to know, because everybody keeps saying like, oh, well, the defense attorney chose them as well. You do know you could be grossly misrepresented by your counsel as well. Of course. Still, a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of cases are overturned due to misrepresentation of your counsel.
And so I hope the mothers do that. I hope the family does that. I hope they appeal it. But go ahead. I'm sorry I keep interrupting you, but I'm just agreeing with you. Go ahead.
No, you're perfectly fine. For me, it was a little bit infuriating, like just hearing, because, they didn't allow cameras in the courtroom, which is also odd because they treated this case as if he was a minor while trying him as an adult. When you are tried as a minor, your court case is not televised. It is very privatized because it gives the minor a sense of anonymity. But they charged Karmalo as an adult, which means not only should it have been publicized, we should have reporters in the room. Not only that, the videos that they are saying are out there, because I do believe there are videos out there. The young man, Eddie, who took the stand saying that he didn't know Karmalo, that was a blatant lie. That should have got him. That should have been moved. Sorry. That was grounds for an acquittal right then and there. When they were lying on the stand and it looked coordinated, because again, first year of law school, and I can see with my untrained eyes, oh, this is some bullshit. They're lying they're lying on the stand. Yeah. Already perjury. Yep. Not only that, prosecution's closing statements was, well, we can put man one out there if you can. That's your job. You did not prove without a shadow of a doubt that this was not that. And the fact that so many people got on that stand, and the professional witnesses, I'm talking about the detective himself who was like, well, no, he did not commit a crime. It was well within the state of Texas ordinance for Blade.
Yes.
That right there, that should have been another motion for acquittal or dismissal of the charges. But the simple fact of the matter is, they did not care. From the judge's blatant and flippant impatience to the way that he talked to the prosecutor, not the prosecutor, the way he talked to the defense attorney, the way that he coached them kids on the stand. Because again, they might be minors, but they are capable of lying. They are. The way that they didn't do character background. Because if you remember when he did the Trayvon Martin case, he assassinated Trayvon Martin's character. He allowed that to happen to his. Because mind you, Karmalo Anthony have saved 2 lives before this. Straight A student, 3.7 GPA, never had a lick of trouble. But do you know who Austin Metcalf was? He was punching on his parents.
Yep.
That's right. And you know what? He allowed them to be assassinated. He allowed
be careful that word.
Carmelo to be. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that word.
Yeah.
But he allowed his character to be, on
taken
Fox
down.
News.
Yes.
On Fox News, he sure did.
Mm-hmm. And I know I heard about the twins. Again, my condolences to the family. We're not here to drag your especially your child who's been unalived down the drain. We're gonna walk, with softness, but we just have to just make mention that in comparison to Karmalo Anthony Paz versus the young man who unfortunately lost his life, there was a difference. We will leave it there. We just have to acknowledge that. But go ahead.
We do. And another thing that just rubbed me the wrong way, and it's bristling against me, which is why I did cry earlier. I've been crying on and off all day. I had to call my best friend so he can console me, because this is hard for me, because my little brother is like a year younger than Karmalo Anthony, and he had the same problems at his school. But it's for me, it would have been a little bit different for my brother, because his peers are black and brown.
Yeah.
So it's so infuriating, because for the simple fact of the matter is, there are people on Facebook still to this day testifying how the Metcalf twins were bullies, how they had chased a young lady and took her phone, how literally they have pictures and stuff up on their Instagram right now with pew-pews. But we want to make it like, Carmelo's just this rough toughie. He could have, but I don't think people even understand. Karmalo had an injury to his shoulder that he was recovering in. He spent half of a year, almost a full year, in a sling. Not only that, them boys was 80 pounds heavier than he was. They 6'1".
Yep. And you could just see it by the pictures. Yep.
I don't think anybody's taking into account. And no, I'm gonna take that back. They are taking it.
No, they're taking into account. They are taking into account. They are aware of what happened. And the fact is if that community that the family felt so comfortable in, if they came together and they united, if all his friends that we saw in the pictures, we talk about his white friends that we saw in the pictures, came together and supported Karmalo Anthony, then he will probably still have gone to trial, but the jury would have just been a little bit more cautious with their decision.
Can I be honest with you? And this is just based off of what my professor have shown, from what he's shown me from the case studies that we've had to go over. Honestly, no. From what this looks like is a coordinated attack, and Karmalo Anthony was the victim, because Eddie knows Karmalo intimately. Like Karmalo was dating Eddie's cousin, so they know each other. They hang out in each other's bedroom. That's why when the defense brought up the pictures of Karmalo in Eddie's bedroom playing guitar, that's why I don't understand why they didn't push to have that witness dismissed, why they didn't cross-examine any other witness, because again, it would have come to light that Eddie told him to come over there. It would have come to light that all of them kids watched that go on for 4 to 6 minutes while another young man distracted the coach. It would have brought attention to the gross negligence of the caretakers, because as an educator myself, do you not know I can lose my certification? I could serve 7 to 15 years in a federal penitentiary if that happened underneath my watch.
Yep.
Because I am liable for these children. Anything they do is under my liability, which is, again, why didn't they call anybody besides Karmalo Anthony's coach, who was coordinating something else away from the scene? You didn't call no other adult who was supposed to be there. You didn't cross-examine any of the other witness. You didn't call in a character analysis for the jury, because that would have been pivotal to know, especially since they got 2 to 3 black women dismissed because they are educators. That's a faulty ground, because if you remember, they got Trayvon Martin's previous disciplinary reports from his high school. Mm-hmm. This did not happen during school times, nor on school grounds. But he was allowed to get it in because he fought for it. He did not fight for this boy at all.
No, he didn't.
He took them people's money and played in our faces.
And I don't know who the lawyer is. I didn't even look it up because just as much as I say when I did not follow this case, I just put myself in like, yo, they're gonna find him guilty. I'm gonna leave it. Let me just not even follow the case. I'm not gonna piss myself off. But I wanted to make sure, and then after that, I'm gonna bring up Kate. I wanted to make sure that I said to you, if I didn't, I don't, I think Eddie's a liar. But I said if Eddie did not lie, and all of those friends that his parents thought were their friends came together and supported that family, I don't think that Karmalo Anthony would have gotten the decision that he got. At the very least, he may have gotten manslaughter, or he might have gotten something if they got support. They learned the hard way what it's like to be black in America. And that's and I stand on that. But thank you so much. Please stay on. I just want to be able to give Kate an opportunity, and then after that, I see you, Miss. My eyes is bad.
Ray Simone, you can just say Ray.
Hi, Ray.
Hi.
Hi, Miss Kate. I mean, I have to stop identifying you guys.
I'll
I'm
say
sorry.
it for you. My name is Khadija.
Khadija, thank
but
you.
You can call me Grace. Yeah,
Grace, guys,
Grace.
it's gonna take me a minute to know all of your name. I so apologize. Grace, please, you have the floor, please.
I'm just like you. I kind of resisted from really getting emotionally invested in this case. When I first seen it, I heard at first I started to do my research a little bit to see the grounds of what was going on, and I just knew that this was not going to turn out good. I knew it because we've seen this so many times. We've seen this story in different manifestations so many times. Today, when I went and I looked and I seen the jury, I knew. I was like, oh yeah, they set this kid up. They set this kid up, and I'm really not surprised about Texas. I've never been surprised about Texas. I'm 50 years old. I just made 50 this year, and I'm old enough to know how bigoted Texas is, along with Mississippi. And I'm gonna just say this: it was really naive for anybody to think that justice was going to be served in Texas. And you can clearly tell that his family, were very naive to believe that this kid was going to have a fair trial, and probably didn't put up the safeguards. They didn't put enough safeguards up for this kid. They didn't have the community, the people that were really going to be proactive to advocate for him, to stand up for this kid. But I'm just learning some of these new details from your live.
Yeah.
I heard, I don't know how true it is, but wait a minute, somebody, I think it was you, moderator, that said about his family being Trump supporters.
Yes, I saw it very, very early on.
That tells me the mindset of that family. Bringing your kids in a predominantly YT community like that, they thought that bigotry was not going to hit them. They must have not believed in it. And for them to be in that mindset, they couldn't have been in this country for generations.
They couldn't.
Yeah, I believe they're a part of the, hi Khadija, I believe they're a part of the model minority. And I believe that they kind of, they use their success as we've made it, we've achieved. They should see us as, equals and so on.
Well, they thought ignorantly, and unfortunately, it cost this kid. Now, what I'm hoping is that the appeals can be done. They go and they get another attorney, because they really do have a chance to appeal it, but they're going to have to take it. I don't know a lot about law, but maybe they're going to have to take it to Supreme Court, because
not the Supreme Court, but yes, I agree with you. I think the appellate court, they probably have a better chance. I'm sorry, Miss Erica, give me 1 second. They probably have a better chance with the appellate court, but definitely not the Supreme Court. But I think they definitely have a chance, and I'm not a lawyer either, but I think they definitely have a chance, because that judge should have recused himself. You can't have a picture with the family.
You could pretty much look around from the outcome of everything to see that they really stacked the chips up to make sure that this kid didn't get a fair shot. And because there's no way that they could have did all of this in 3 hours. Like
3 hours. And I'm not even laughing. I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing at the audacity of the situation that they actually would think of it. Come on now, 3 hours.
I'm gonna leave.
Thank you, Allie, for being here. I'm sorry.
No. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna scroll back 7 or 8 TikToks. I'm gonna find what that woman said.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna come back.
Yeah, please come back.
5 minutes.
Yes, please come back. I would love to hear every single thing that they had to say. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Miss Khadija. Go ahead. You were saying.
Yeah, but all I was saying is that, I mean, my only hope, I hope that the family is going to get counsel from some other Black folks that really understand this government and understand like what needs to be done, because it sounds like they lacked counsel from Black Americans.
But I think that based on what Ali said, that there was a lawyer, and I forgot the lawyer name, that actually probably went to the family, because that's what happens. I know for us in our cases, like there are lawyers that come to the family, knock on the door, give the card, and say that we are here to help the family. And according to what was said, they said no to the lawyers. Like they should have had an O.J. Simpson type lawyer. Like that's what they should have had every Black lawyer in there to support them and to not fix the narrative, but to get the story out the proper way, especially with stand your ground. I see Ian, I see you with the clowning. I'm sure you wanted to stand your ground.
They want so much,
right?
Allow me. Is it okay if I defend you real quick against Ian? Okay, let me say this. You know what? You up here putting clown emojis. You the clown because you're wasting your time and alive with people you hate. Right. And if you had any common sense, you will go and make something good of your life. Stop being a loser and being on our live watching us. You're giving us the validation we didn't even ask you for.
Yep. We don't need you
here. Get out of here.
We don't need you here.
We don't need you. You need us for your validation. You want to be in this live.
Yes.
To prove yourself. We're not proving anything to you.
Good job, Khadija. You put that correct because
thank you so much. Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Miss Grace, go ahead, please. Thank you.
Sorry,
thank you.
I'm like,
no, that's okay.
Real quick question though. Do any of you guys live in Texas?
I do. I live in Houston.
Okay, you live in Houston. Okay, so
my husband's from Houston.
Okay, got it. So I live in Frisco.
Erica, give me 1 second. You'll be able to jump into as soon as Miss Grace is finished. Go ahead. You.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I landed. I just had.
I'm sorry.
Real quick. But...
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I'm sorry. We just jumped. We just skipped right over you. I'm so sorry. Go ahead to finish. Yes, please finish.
Hush. Go ahead.
You ladies are just fine. I landed with Ian.
Thank you. I meant to ask about the land of plane. I haven't done a panel in like a year. I forgot about the land of plane. Please let us know when you land your plane, everybody, so we know that somebody else could actually jump in.
Wait, can you explain that? What does that mean?
Land your plane means that once you finish make your points, if you say land your plane, or I will ask, did you land your plane? That will give someone another opportunity to have their say.
So smart. Okay. Yes. So smart. Khadija, I'm so sorry. Go for it.
No, you're good. I'm pretty much finished. I said what I needed to say. Basically, I'm just gathering the information from you ladies and everything about what happened. But I will say this. I'm going to say this real quick, and it seemed like anybody who invested in that man and voted for that man they have really been experiencing like some karma that is outrageous, because how in the world do you be a minority here and vote for that? And then it shows me where the disconnect with his family and the community that really could have helped advocate for him was. So that's it. I'm landing my plane right there.
Thank you so much. Go ahead, Grace, please.
Okay, so
basically, so I live in Frisco. I lived here in Frisco and McKinney for like 13 years now. Both of my girls have been born in Frisco. And I can honestly say the majority of my family is in Florida or in Georgia. I grew up and I've seen a lot of this, experienced a lot of this. And like you guys said, like, I don't think I knew they set this up. I love to watch like trials and stuff like that. And number one, and I could be late to the game, I've never seen anybody go through a trial this fast. I've never seen them pick out anyone like an all-white jury. I've never seen them even have trial on a Saturday before. And I think I'm more so like, listen, I love where we live. I don't run into racism often. I mind my business. I teach my girls to love each other, love others, teach people with kindness, but we're always going to protect ourselves and we're not going to be naive with who we are. Right. And with that being said, I have worked for businesses with Trump supporters. I've worked for businesses where people had to prove like, I'm with y'all like this and that. And I'm like, shut it down. You know what I mean? But this truly was an example of what I've always known living here, which is it's all about who you know. Right? It's all about who you know. They knew that judge. They knew those people. It doesn't take much when you're in Texas. They know a lot. It's a lot of connections when you're on that side. And I've seen it happen. And they took advantage of that. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, what he did wasn't wrong because stabbing someone,
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I come from a generation of I'm going to fight you. I'm not going to stab you.
Mm-hmm.
But I may fight you. I'm going to use my fist. I will use whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to stab you. But at that point,
we
it's just like...
We have to be careful of the S word.
Sorry,
Okay.
the S word.
Yes.
But at that point, it's just like my sister grew up here. She went to high school right down the street, like from the courthouse. And I've seen a lot of bad things happen in that school from that other side. Things that they feel comfortable saying, things that they feel like is provoking, even as me as an adult. I've seen it. And so I just feel like this whole thing has saddened me. I'm honestly scared for any woman that has sons. At this point, I'm scared for all of us, but really for these sons out here. And I just believe that today was not fair. They plotted it. They planned this. They knew what they were doing. And everyone lost today.
Thank you so much. And I want to answer before Miss Erica jump in. I want to come in. Did you land your plane, Grace?
I did. I landed the plane.
Thank you. I just want to say something too. It wasn't an all-white jury. I want to just make a comment on that. I came in saying the fact that I was told that there was one Latino and possibly one Asian in that jury. There was no black folks. Now, I just want to make it perfectly clear because when I speak from not only for experience, but I also speak from common sense and what I believe. We know in this political circle where we're in that our Latino brothers and sisters, and I love y'all. I said I love my Melissa, my Elena. You know who I love, my people. So, y'all know I'm about to say something. Don't get mad at me. We know from the election that almost half of our Latino brothers and sisters decided that they wanted to support their white side of the family.
Exactly.
We know what happened just the other day with Rick Crow when he unalived the young man, that our Asian peoples want to also recognize the white side of the world. We know that there's content creators that on TikTok right now that's telling black people to go to hell because we want to boycott that one store. So please don't come and let us think that you think that we're stupid enough not to understand the environment that we're currently in. All right, we're not in everyday environment. We are where we are right now. We know what's going on, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I learned from the Diddy trial that our black folks, when they have something in their mind and they want to believe a black man over black women, we're gonna take our stand. You understand? I could say that. I could look at that and say, oh, my black sis, they don't believe the women. You understand? That's called truth. We understand what environment. So don't come in here and tell me because you believe that it was a multicultural that we feel that we should be 100% confident that jury was not biased against this black young man. Thank you for being here, though. And if you want to come up, you could come up. Miss Erica, did you want to say anything? And then Ali, I'll bring you right back up. But Miss Erica, did you want to say anything? And I'm sorry I keep identifying you guys. I'm just so used to it. Erica, please come up if you want to say something. Oh, let me make sure. Oh, let me unmic you. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, yes. Go ahead, please. Go ahead.
So, for me, I think in following this case, I felt it was all about defense for me. And I say that because I feel like we look at the Rick Child. He had a black attorney, and that man went in there and that man got him off. Even though looking at the trial, it was, at that time, and I followed that case, so many people thought, yeah, he's going to be found guilty. But it was the argument. It was the expertism of his attorney. Just the defense team that he had with this trial. I'm talking about Karmalo. Mm-hmm. It was so many arguments that I saw so many people that not even haven't even, studied law. Like when they talked about, 15 people asked him to leave the tent. I feel like on cross-examination, why didn't the attorney say, well, did he become aggressive with any of these 15 people prior? No, he didn't. He didn't become aggressive until he, someone touched him. It was so many points that we can look back and argue. And I just think this is it's about race because he's in Texas. I live in Texas, in Texas, TDCJ. I kind of knew it would come down to this, but for me, I think the biggest thing was the defense failed him. They didn't put on much of an argument to me. They just really, one of the young ladies said, it's just like they really just didn't put no effort. Like the Saturday, it just this was the fastest case I seen, and then to how bad it was when they convicted him. They said that they decided to go ahead and sentence him because the judge felt like, well, the jury's here now. Don't even give him a day to process the verdict. Just go ahead and sentence him. So, yeah, that was. Imagine. Crazy. So within 5 hours, because it took him 3 hours to deliberate, and then an hour later he decided. An hour later you getting sentenced to 35 years. Now I've heard refutes about the picture circling. Dr. Candace Matthews said that picture isn't true. So it's been some back and forth about them saying that the picture of them knowing the DA isn't true. I don't know how true that is. I'm hearing mixed stories like, oh, that's not true. Oh, it is true. I did see a well-experienced attorney comment on it and said, as far as the appeal process, anytime, he said the way appeal works is during this trial, if there was something that Karmalo's attorney felt that wasn't correct, he was supposed to say objection. Anything that he did not object to in this trial, during the trial, cannot be a part of the appeal process. For example, he said he found it very strange that the prosecution was able to ask these witnesses, do you feel like this is self-defense? He said that automatically should have been objection. And he said when the defense never objected to these things, he says they can't come back later and put this in their appeal. Anything that they objected to, they can put that in their appeal, which they objected to the 3 black jurors being struck down because they were teachers, so they can put that in there. But questions during the trial that his defense attorney did not object to cannot be mentioned. And I'm gonna be honest, in the state of Texas, he's gonna sadly do 17. He has to do 17 before he's even considered for parole. I would not be surprised if the state of Texas, because if the way they work is the family, the Metcalfs will have every year that he comes up for parole, they can come before the parole board and give their feelings of why they think this person should be incarcerated. That's how we work here in Texas. I would not be surprised if he was to do more of their time than people think that what he would do. If not almost, just because that's how they do in Texas.
I think I totally agree with you. I think he's going to spend more time than 17 years unless you have a governor or a president who decide they're going to come out and give him a parole and stuff like that. He might have that in place depending on what president come in.
Because we do know that the Metcalfs are going to definitely protest his parole every chance they get. You could tell that just off the strength of how they are and how they viewed this situation. I do think that he was failed on his defense team. I don't like to talk about things that I don't know as facts. I've heard stories about the family raised X amount of money. Then I heard that they couldn't touch that money because the GoFundMe didn't allow them to. I don't know. I did kind of think that it was too high profile of a case to go into it. As I find out recently that I honestly thought the man was a paid attorney. To find out that he was a public defender, I think that was the worst.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I mean, this is what they're saying, that he was not a paid attorney. He was a public defender.
But they could have had, in my opinion, yes. Somebody said yes. Coffee said he was. But in my opinion, with all the other lawyers that was out there, like I know there were black advocate lawyers that would have done this case for free. I know for a fact they would have done it for free if the family didn't have money. They just didn't want it.
Profile case.
Yeah, they didn't want it. They didn't want it.
You guys, I'm chomping at the bit to tell you what that other attorney said.
Okay, yes, Ali, and then Erica, are you? Did you land your plane? Did you want to say anything else?
Yeah, I'm destroyed, y'all. I'm not because I'm surprised. I think he didn't. I just think the defense could have done better. But then there's one part of me feels like even if they had of the circumstances of the judge and the jury, but I still feel like when you look at Rick Chow and how that man went in there, and first of all, he had received a standing ovation of his closing arguments, and you have to go and watch it. And a lot of people are mad at him because he was a black man getting an Asian man off. But the thing about it is you can't argue with a great attorney. A great attorney will turn anybody against what they know in their eyes to see. It's all about the attorney, and I feel like his attorney failed him.
His attorney, Ali, real quick, the attorney for Rick Chow, his wife is Asian, so yeah, he gonna be the first one that's gonna be clowning around Uncle Lucas enough to try to get this guy out of jail for unaliving a 14-year-old. So there you go. But okay, Ali, I know you wanted to say something, but please remind me to say something after you, because I wanted to talk about what happened with the Bill Cosby case on the appeal, why his trial was let me say it real quick. So Bill Cosby, the reason why his case was dropped because of misconduct, right? And it didn't have to deal with anything that happened during the trial. It was something that was done prior to the trial. And I think that if another lawyer come in and look at this case, they might be able to come with a misconduct, especially with that judge being a close friend of the family. All right. So Ali, you wanted to say something? Go ahead.
Yes, I'm chomping at the bit. So I was just probably was a little bit more than 7 TikToks back, but it was about 12.
Okay.
And her name is Timani M. Adams, and she's an attorney, and she's a white collar attorney. Okay. And she was like, I knew that he was going to lose this case. And so she went down the list, and here's the list.
Okay, please. Thank you.
She said, I knew he was going to lose this case because his defense was less than 1 day. She goes, I knew he was going to lose. And she did it like this. She was like, I knew he was going to lose the case because the defense asked for a lesser charge of manslaughter, something like that. Mm-hmm. And then she said, I knew he was going to lose this case because he didn't use a jury consultant. And she goes, I knew Karmalo had, she knew he was going to lose his case because he had no experts. Karmalo had no experts. Wow. And she knew he was going to lose his case because he did not have a diverse legal team. And she said there was a lot of shortcomings with regards to the defense. Mm-hmm. So that was the list that she went down. I thought it was so good because exactly. They didn't do jury consultant. It was a high profile case too. And he's a first time offender. So it should not have been 35 years. I mean, Amber Geiger, who was a cop, mm-hmm. She's in Texas too, and she was the one that pew-pewed Botham Jean in his apartment while he was eating ice cream. Mm-hmm. But she got something like 15 to 20. She has to serve like a mandatory something or other. I don't know. But she did appeal and it got denied. Mm-hmm. But as far as the appeal portion goes, I think you can appeal anything that is like a technicality. You can't appeal. You can't, and that's why he should have objected to a lot of stuff. Right.
That's what.
Yeah. And that's why when you do the depositions, you object. And he let those kids kind of narrate and use it wasn't objective. It was subjective. He let them give their opinions. It's just their opinions. They're just kids.
Yeah.
He didn't ask. I don't know I didn't follow the case because I'm just coming down off of Cyrus, and I was just like floored. I could not take another bad case because anxiety and stuff like that. So I just kind of pulled myself away from Karmalo anyway because of last year when I found out about the family. But Merritt, I think that they did not want Crump or Merritt to be their voices.
Yeah, they didn't want it.
No, they didn't want it, and they
really felt. I think they really felt. And again, I don't want to disrespect the family. I feel really
no, I don't
bad,
either.
and
You're
I
right.
feel really bad that this is happening to your son. You worked very hard as people. You made sure that you took your sons out of the gutter, as most people. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, so I know they be talking about the way I was raised. You know what I'm saying? So they made sure they took them to this elite location and made sure he had the best of everything, and this is what happened to them and stuff like that. And I think they honestly really in their heart thought that he was going to have a fair trial, because that's the only reason that I could think that you did some asinine thing like that. There's no way in heaven and hell I'm going to have my son in that jurisdiction. You understand what I'm saying? Under that judge, there's no way that I would spend 5 years alone fighting to change the
jurisdiction. Why did they insist that Hunter show up?
Exactly.
Why did they?
I heard that there's two things that this is what I heard. That regarding Hunter, I heard that one. This is opinions. One thing that they said that the defense might have felt that it would have been to allow Hunter to get up there to probably talk about his brother's death. It would have been to sway the jury to convict even more. So the that could have been one reason why the defense decided, no, we can't put Hunter on, because all the prosecution gonna do is make him get up there. You see what I'm saying? So to me, hearing it from that perspective, I said, well, I can see that. Another thing I heard is that the prosecution knew they couldn't put Hunter up there because he was incriminating. They would have failed their case. Yep. So asking him to go up there would have probably, like I said, the defense thought maybe like, hey, it's not a good idea to put him on there. Just imagine, because keep in mind, when the video was played of them trying to save his life, they said that it was nothing but sadness, and the jury was caught up on seeing that video. That really, even Karmalo began to sob a little bit when they started playing the video of the paramedics trying to save his life. So just imagine putting Hunter up there, and we already know what he gonna do, and he died in my arm, and that would have even
a really good attorney could have. I mean, I know what you're saying, but a really good attorney.
Because he should have been cross-examined. A really good. I agree with you, Allie, because the defense never brung up the first. Do y'all remember the video of Hunter talking to the news after it happened? Yeah, I was looking like, why did you? Because why wouldn't you bring it? First of all, Hunter is giving account of what he happened, and he's saying on this video, we went to grab his bag. He's saying all this, and I'm like, you're not gonna. Okay, so what? He don't want to come to the stand. I'm gonna play this video. Yes. You did nothing. Yes. You did nothing.
And I just want to say this one last thing, and then I will definitely land. Yes. I just feel that even comparing Cyrus and also Karmalo, I just don't believe that the prosecutor for Chow and the defense for Karmalo, I just don't believe they had it in them. I mean, I heard the prosecutor for Chow pop off a couple times. I mean, he was like really getting into that Asian boy's behind, but he didn't even portray Rick Chow as he did not fight for Rick Chow's past to be brought into the case, because I believe with Rick Chow's past, because they were aggressors. And I also think that the defense in this instance didn't do enough, and there's something in me is saying that when you have these white tea people, when you have these white tea people that are kind of like, they're just not doing enough for me. That's all I can say about that. And then I'll land. They don't do enough for me. They don't do enough for our people, right?
And you know what, Allie, you right. and I'm gonna put something else on y'all brain that was said about the child case. I don't know if you guys heard that there are some people that feel like they got the verdict right because they said there's no way child at his age chased him down. He wasn't the murderer. There's some people who believe like, he didn't do it. It was the son.
You gotta be careful of that word.
It was quite a few people said, yeah, that son hawked him down. Y'all can't make me believe child ran him down a football field and shot him.
You gotta be careful of those words. You gotta be careful. Pew pew and murderer. You gotta be careful of those words. Yes.
It was some people were like, yeah, they got it right because it wasn't him. It was a son. And I was like, you know what? I was like, if you we will never know. But
there are cameras.
Son they was like the son was in front of him before they even walked out. He was behind him, but they say the son was hawking him. So some people be like, hey, they was right. He didn't do it. It was the son. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing, if you really think about it, it was like, y'all want us to believe that child was able to keep up with this boy. No, I wouldn't be surprised if the son was, the one who confused.
Well,
how would we know?
Well, I could think it's a son, but I also know, maybe it's just me, but I also know a lot of our Asian brothers and sisters, especially the older ones, are very well fit and they keep themselves very well fit. So I would not be surprised if a man that age could actually run that fast.
They do exercise.
Yes, they exercise, keep themselves very. Look, I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot of them, and they're in great physical health. But my whole thing about this whole Rick Child case, where's the videos? You can't tell me there's not a lot of videos.
Same with Karmalo.
Yeah, where the videos? Somebody is playing in our faces when it comes to those videos. There's no way you can't tell me you don't see a young black kid running out of no damn store and you don't have an Asian people, and then we don't have like 1,000 videos. Where the videos at? What's going on? Where's the cameras? Where's everything going on?
But
it's
Mama,
crazy.
Even they have the street videos. They have the There's like traffic light videos. They don't even have any of those, and it's crazy. That's crazy. Weird to me. It's not like I thought by how they were describing it that it was like rural, or maybe it was like it was a part of South Carolina that was like the parts of like when you get to kind of like the outskirts of the city, and there's like a lot of Asian, five and dimes and all that stuff. But it's kind of like central to the city. I mean, it's busy over there. They didn't even have any traffic lights going down the other way, which is with the way they were going. And so it's nuts to me.
But I think the
judge.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to tell you guys, even if there was videos and photos, I think the Uncle Ruckus, and I'm gonna call him Uncle Ruckus lawyer, who actually defended Rick Child, he was able to get a lot of the stuff dropped. Even if there were videos, I learned very clearly from the Diddy trial. There's a lot of stuff that they fight before they go into trial with the judges, and that lawyer got a lot of things thrown out. That's why we didn't hear about his past.
He was a great lawyer.
Yeah, you couldn't get the certain things. So so that's what I think. But
Ellie, I just was gonna ask. I heard stories about Cyrus. I didn't follow that one as much as I did this one. Can you or someone tell me? I heard that the gun that he supposedly
the pew-pew. You gotta say pew-pew.
The pew-pew had supposedly fell out at some point. Was it ever confirmed that he really had a pew-pew, or it came up in the trial that there was no pew-pew? Can someone help me with that? Speaking about
because they had a picture of him like on his there really was one. I was like that the other one planted it. I was like, but they said that he really did have one because he had a picture of himself holding one. Doesn't mean it was the same one, but they what do you call it when they authenticated it? Yeah, so he had one.
And even if he has one, I don't care what anybody said. You can't come to me. And then Jay, you could come up and have your piece. That I don't care what you said. If the pew-pew he had was not turn around and point at anybody, I don't want to hear it. I just don't want to hear it. I already know. I've been doing this work way too long. This pew-pew violence prevention work for 12 years of my life. I know every aspect when it comes to pew-pew violence, that no one could come and just question me about nothing. We understand and know what the rule is. In certain states, if a person is running away, you can't pew-pew them no matter what they have. And that's the thing. Whether it's a car, whether it's a pew-pew, you cannot unalive somebody if they're running away. That is a crime.
Or unless you're the police.
my issue is though, you guys, my issue is really quick, and then I'll really land.
Yes.
My issue is, and this goes to Trayvon and Cyrus and others as well, is they are in pursuit of somebody. And what I'm finding out, and which is really bothering me, now this part is bothering me, is that when does it become self-defense for Black people, for BLK? If I'm being pursued, when is it now self-defense for me? Because with Trayvon was stalked.
Yeah.
But they still said, even though Zimmerman was told by police not to approach him, leave him alone. Yep. Just wait for us to get there. Even though he pursued Trayvon, he was still able to claim self-defense. And that is the same thing with Chow. So that's the key here. This is why they are playing in our damn faces. Because when you are stalked, when you are chased, when do now I get to claim self-defense? And that is an issue for me, and that is what's really boggling my mind, and it's really pissing me off, because what they're telling us is that, oh no, you can be stalked, you can be followed, you can be approached, you can be manhandled and grabbed, but you don't have any self-defense. So when does it actually start for us? When does actual self-defense start for us?
It doesn't, and it doesn't. And Jay, you're gonna be able to come up and talk just a couple of minutes. It doesn't, and that's my thing. And I've been saying this for a very long time, and a lot of people feel very offended when I say, but I'm gonna say in this live, I think Black folks, we're a little bit too comfortable in certain areas, because I'm telling you, some of our Black brothers and sisters who's the lead, who really make it out of the hood, as they say, out of the gutter, out of the urban city, you go all these different areas and you think that you have the same right. I used to always tell my Black brothers and sisters who has pew-pews, registered firearm, I tell them, you have a right to carry and like everybody else, but you should be very careful in thinking that you're equal to a white man with a carry-on, because they're not going to treat you the same. And we get a little bit too comfortable thinking that we're the same. So at the end of the day, as Black folks, we never should feel comfortable that we're in the right, even if we're in the right. We never should feel comfortable with stand your ground laws. You saw what happened, and I forgot. I don't know. I don't want to say Sandra, the young lady who got unalived in her own house because the officers came to the house and the wrong house, and it was in her. The boyfriend thought that they were breaking it in.
Jefferson. I think her last name was Jefferson.
And they were breaking in, and she got unalived just waking up. Like, there's never a time as Black folks we should feel comfortable and thinking that we have the same rights and the same as our white people, our white brothers and sisters, because we just don't. And we need to walk carefully when it comes to that. When I meet my mega Black brothers and sisters, in which a lot of them will tell me, well, I don't feel racism, I don't think racism exists, I tell them all the time, come with me at 3:00 in the morning in Brooklyn in Brownville. Just walk in Brownville with me. I could tell you exactly Pickens Avenue near the 19th precinct. Just walk up and down. Just walk up there in front of the police station. You tell me how you feel when you walk there for 10 minutes. Just come in there. That's what I want. And you tell me the difference that what you feel when you get approached for walking in that neighborhood. You understand? Whereas a white male could walk in the same neighborhood and wouldn't even raise an eyebrow. But that's how I say it. But anyway, it's beyond the teller. Thank you so much, Daylight. I'm sorry, Jay. You wanted to say something. Please. Come on in.
Yeah. How y'all doing today? I just wanted to state my opinion on the verdict today.
Yes, go ahead.
While I don't agree with the pew-pew verdict, I do believe, like with me being actually from Dallas, I believe it should have been a lesser charge. I technically don't agree he should have been innocent, but I believe that the charge they gave him I believe it should have been a manslaughter charge. I don't know if I can say that word on TikTok.
Well, you can say it one time, and then after that, they haven't stopped the live yet. I'm surprised they haven't violated yet. But go ahead. Yeah, we can just move. Yeah.
Well,
you can say man.
They should have gave him that charge.
Yeah.
And with a sentence between 15 to 20 years.
Okay.
But I don't agree with the charge they gave him, because Well, with me being from Dallas and I have my concealed carry license, we're always being taught in the defense class that you can't use lethal force unless lethal force is presented to you. So while I pray for the family, I think the verdict was kind of wrong with the charges they gave him, but I also don't believe that he should have been innocent and sent home.
What do you say about Rittenhouse, Jay? What do you say about Rittenhouse? Rittenhouse was under the age to carry an assault.
17.
And without supervision. Now he could have one, but he had to have supervision. So his mama drove him across state lines. He went to a protest and he used lethal force against somebody with a skateboard. And he got off. What say you about that? Now, what say you about Chow? Chow pew-pewed somebody in the back. What say you about that?
I believe Chow should have been guilty. But like someone mentioned earlier, I truly believe that it was his son, because I have a couple Asian friends, and
that was me.
and their family, like they worship their kids. Child is in his 60s, his son is 18. I truly believe, hand on the Bible, that Child took that charge for his son.
I mean, I could see it.
What do you say about Rittenhouse? Oh, I'm sorry, Mama.
No, that's okay.
Rittenhouse, I believe that Rittenhouse should have went to jail for the man word.
Yep. And I know I see somebody here saying that Rittenhouse was 100% self-defense. Self-defense.
From what I understand,
it wasn't.
Like you said, the skateboard, there was also, because I saw or I heard, I don't know how true it is, that there were also other people chasing him, and one of them actually had a gun.
Oh, you have to say pew pew, but no, that's not even.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No, I wanted to say the self-defense. The fact is, you can't put yourself in a dangerous situation and yell to scream self-defense. Yeah. He shouldn't have been there in the first place. He shouldn't have been carrying there. He should not have. He put himself in that situation, and this is where we are with Rittenhouse. This is why a lot of people have a very strong feelings when it comes to that person. That person should not have been found not guilty. At the minimum, it should have been manslaughter, because you put yourself in that position. You knew what was going on and stuff like that. And then not only one person you're on alive two, and then after that you heard a third one. You understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing about that case with self-defense to me. The only reason why that young man got out of it, because he was a white young male. And everybody was pissed off at black.
And Jay, can I ask you something that you mentioned?
Black Lives Matter.
You said that, and I think, Mama, you can help me out on this too, because I know you said you guys teach. You said that we are taught that you cannot use lethal force unless lethal force is used against you. So where does that come in when unarmed black people are killed and then the police say,
we got to be careful,
and there's no gun involved?
Great question, Erica.
My whole thing with this Karmalo, I will say this, to find him completely not guilty, I knew that was going to be a hard stretch, but there were so many people who just knew that from the prosecution standpoint, they did not prove that this was a premeditated murder. And they just didn't. That means that he woke up that morning and said, I am going to this Frisco track meet with the intent to murder someone today.
Murder. We got to be careful of that word.
Be careful to end somebody.
Yes.
Right, but also, premeditation could be in minutes before.
Yeah,
and if you guys know or not, at the very last minute, the Judge Roach said that they could. Somebody help me out here if you were following. He said that they could consider if the crime was committed in passion. Definitely, and that would have carried a 2 to 20 year. And there's so many people thought, well, okay, this jury would at least say that, because if you take into consideration, there's no way you could come to the conclusion that he decided this before that morning. So that made sense to a lot of people that they would consider that, but that would have given him that they could not give him more than 20 years if they considered that the crime was committed in the heat of passion, which if you really think about it, just following the case, that's what happened. I don't think that he meant to do this, but back to what I originally asked you, Jay, you said that we are taught, and that's the problem. We are taught the wrong way. We are taught what they want us to feel. We're because how does that go into when they do it to us? It's okay.
So that's actually a good question, and one I'm trying to answer this to my best ability because I understand what you're asking, but it's just kind of hard to with the cops doing it. That is like none of that's justified.
Mm-hmm.
But like they teach us this because if we're taught we can use lethal force whenever we feel threatened or whatever. So let's just say I'm at a club and there's this guy. He's been eyeing me the whole day, and he has some type of issue, and he walks past me and he throws his shoulder into me. I could, pew him and just say self-defense. So I'm just giving like one example from it. I don't know if they're like,
No, I think it's definitely a case. I think it just depends on the circumstances.
Yeah.
I think that anytime when you look at Trayvon Martin, when you look at Breonna Martin, when you look at Rick Child, we can name so many people that is really sad. I think that it just literally comes down to, I think, Hair by Reese, I think you said who you know. I feel like the defense, the job of an attorney is to make them believe that, hey, what I'm saying is facts. No matter what you see in front of you, it is my job to persuade you differently, and it just comes down to, regardless to what, I feel like if he would have had an adequate defense, he could have really argued that this was self-defense. And to be honest with you, who are we to tell? First of all, we don't even have an audible video of what was said in that tent. Can anybody testify that they heard any type of audio video to determine whether we can say in that moment in time, Karmalo did not feel that his life was in danger by anything that they were saying? We will never know. We do not have an audible video to say that he determined that my only way out of this. And I heard someone say, who are you to tell me when I feel threatened or not?
And I know that
I think he made a horrible decision. Just because of where he was and just the circumstances of his environment. But I mean, it's not my call to say whether he felt that's what he needed to do. And I don't think that it was intentional. I just think that he was trying to act in his mind what he felt was self-defense.
I mean, I think it was just a horrible accident. I don't really think he meant to.
I agree. I don't think he meant to unalive, but the thing is with me, one, I think that he felt very comfortable in that environment because that's the environment that his family brought him up in, and he didn't think anything of it. And also, I want to mention to Jay, yes, you do talk a lot about when you are taught about when you have pews and stuff like that, that you have to make sure that you use it in the case of what do you say, in dire need, or in the case of you use a terminology for some reason. I can't remember your terminology when you're talking about lethal force. Okay, that's what police officers use. That's a terminology. The stand your ground law, though, says in a lot of these states, it doesn't have to be lethal force. It could be that you feared for your life, right? That's what happens with George Zimmerman. That's what happens with Rittenhouse. That's what happened. They and Kyle. They use the stand your ground laws whenever they feel it's convenient. Yet they did not use the stand your ground laws when it came to Karmalo Anthony, because he has a right to say that, yes, he felt in fear of his life when those two big boys jumped him and tried to drag him out. And this is why he had to defend himself. But they didn't see it that way. And this is the problem that I'm having. I'm having the problem. And from the moment this case dropped, I'm like, yo, if it was Austin or his brother, and I don't know his brother's name, and it was reversed, they would not have been indicted. they would
Yeah.
not be in trial. It would have been a stand your ground case, and they would have sent those boys home. The only reason why we're here, and I feel this strongly, is because Karmalo Anthony is a black kid, and he was in a mostly black white neighborhood. That's how I feel. And nobody gonna be able to change my mind. There's way too much stuff. There's no videos. There's no recordings. You had kids. You cannot tell me that you had all these kids in there and nobody had some videos. Come on, stop playing with me. Why are we playing with me?
And it was made very clear that of the 21 witnesses that the prosecution put on, they all changed their stories. And taking it back to the defense, it's like the defense really never cross-examined like he should have. I'll leave y'all with another case here that happened in Houston that I want to know how y'all feel about. There was a man. He was being robbed at the bank ATM by gunpoint. He pulled out his gun. The person robbed.
Pew pew. You gotta say pew pew, Erica. Like, I'm sorry. That's okay.
He was being robbed at G Point. The assailant ran away. He immediately ran to his vehicle, grabbed his pew pew, and began essing.
Yes.
And he ended up hitting a car with the family, and their child died.
Oh, unalive. Okay.
Unalive, sorry. And so the grand jury in Texas, it took a while, indicted him on an M, and he was convicted, and he was sentenced to 20 years here. This was about a few months ago. There was mixed emotions about it because it's like, okay, well, he's been, he's been assaulted. Someone is hearing this story, how do y'all feel? Like, what?
Was he YT or BLK?
He was BLK. He was, and the grand jury in Texas indicted him, and he went through a trial, and they sentenced him to 20 years. This was roughly about 6 months ago. But again, the story is exactly how I'm saying it. He was at an ATM just getting money. A guy walks up to him, with
a pew pew.
Tries with a people, tries to, take his money, strong arm him and everything. This guy runs to his car, he grabs his W, and he just starts peopling in the direction that the assailant was running. However, he hit.
He can't do that.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, in this particular case, because the person was running away. That's the thing, and these laws doesn't allow that.
Somebody broke into my house, and this is kind of a funny story. So if somebody was to, but just in general, if somebody was to break into my house, once they flee,
you can't pew them. It's against the law.
But like out of your house, like outside.
Yeah, on the window. Yeah, that's standing your ground. You're not supposed to. You're not supposed to pew that person.
Because when you think about that post, and I'm gonna forever bring up situations I know that the assailant was running away, but in that blink of a moment, you don't. But that's the same with an unarmed person running away from you, and they're running, and they go. I will never be able to distinguish when the two.
But when it comes to police officer,
but one time a cop told me,
a police officer is held to a higher standard. So the police officer is held to a higher standard. So we can't put the police officer scenario with the same with a civilian, right? The police officers are trained. They should know better of how to assess the situation and not unalive, unarmed people, especially those who are running away. So we should never compare them to a civilian. In regards to the civilian themselves, if you study the law, especially standing ground, this is why standing ground is a very tricky situation for me. You know that in regards to standing ground, if you have somebody that come into your house and they rob your house, even if in some states, even if that person beat you up or grape you and everything like that, once they leave you alive and they are climbing out the window to get away, you cannot pew them, because that's no longer, in certain states, is no longer considered self-defense. It's considered manning. And I know that's crazy, but in certain states, that's what it is.
But I had a cop one time tell me, this is kind of funny. I had somebody that was like trying to break in. This is when I lived in Denver. I had somebody trying to break in, and I had the cops come to my house, and the cop said to me, I said, well, I can't do anything once they're off the threshold. He said, drag them back in. He said, just drag them back in.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. Yeah, a lot of people say that. A lot of cops say that. Yeah,
I will say this though, because I dated a police officer.
Mhm.
And I was very interested because at first I'm not just going to sit here and just be like, oh my gosh, police officer, I want to date you, especially around that time. I needed to know some stuff. I needed to be around. I wanted to talk. We hosted parties. All of his friends came over that were police officers. And to hear their side of certain things, what's technically like right and wrong, like you said, drag them back in versus a civilian like me. And I'm over here like, it's interesting to hear when we feel like we're protecting ourselves and what can be illegal when it comes to the law. Like it's just tricky. Like you said, it's so tricky. And I think that it's tricky. I would never date a cop again, but I'm just saying it's so tricky.
Well, I can tell you
every single time. Never.
Black people,
I
like
can
what
tell you.
Mama said, black people have to understand. BLK people have to understand that in this period of time, they gave us 50 years of civil rights, and they said, nah, these people are catching up. We can't let it. So they're now reverting back to Jim Crow.
You got to be very careful.
We cannot do. My parents told me in the 70s, when I was growing up, and in the 80s, you can't do what they do. So we are now learning. We cannot do what they do, and I think that's what Mama was saying, was that even though it's so arbitrary, and that is exactly what the law is. It is arbitrary and capricious, because one thing for Rittenhouse is another thing for Trayvon Martin.
Yeah.
One thing for Karmalo is another thing for somebody else. And like you said, Erica, that one guy that was, pew-pewing somebody that ran away is another thing for the Chows. So it's crazy. It's arbitrary, and we have to walk on this tightrope. That's what they want us to do. Mm-hmm. What they really, really want is they really, really want to go back to abusing us with no recourse at all. That's what they really, really want. Yeah. But it's all arbitrary. You cannot be sure of anything. So if you're going to use the self-defense, you better be in your house, in your bed.
And even in that case. But I want to answer Richard, why are we using all these examples? The comparison of all these examples that black folks are involved. That's why we're using all these examples in injustice, and how we feel, a bunch of us feel that the fact that we being black is the detriment of all these cases. That if we were white, then half of these cases would not either be in court, and half of these people would be alive. That's why we're using all these different cases, Richard, because Richard asked the question. Also, there was something else that you guys said that I wanted to, but Richard said, I read Richard and I completely forgot. There was something else that you said that was that I wanted to talk about. Oh my gosh, what was it?
Really quick though, I will say this. I think it's just sad.
Police. It was
how
police.
do you raise boys? Yes, police. But like it's like, how do you protect your children these days when you see stuff like this? You know,
just be careful. You just tell them what it is. My sons know exactly what time it is, and I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you about my sons in a few minutes. In regards to police, someone said that police also have a right to stand their ground. I want to make sure that you guys understand. My godson just graduated today in correction, and he's actually going to be a sheriff also. So, and I also have police. My son was a former correction officer, right? And I have police in the family. So I say this with caveat. This is where I hate when people start bringing different scenarios. At this, a lot of us don't have popo and police in our family and correction officers and stuff like that. We're not law-abiding citizens. We all of that. We also know, based on my son, based on my nephew, based on people in my family, that police officers have a higher standard.
Right.
Period. And if you don't, and you out here scary, then you shouldn't be a police officer. We know that we want these police officers, especially the ones in our family, to come home. We don't want these family members to be unalived any more than any other person that have police officers. But you need to know what the situation is. You need to be able to address, know the situational awareness. You need to be trained on what you need to do out here. There would not be so much unalignment of black folks without weapons if police officers were duly trained and knew what the hell they were doing, and they weren't so scary.
Right, you're right, Mama, because there's another high-profile case brewing here in Texas.
Yeah.
In Brazoria, if y'all know, there was a young gentleman who was getting pulled over. He continued to drive. He was almost to his house. He pulled into his garage to park safely. He was a teenager or a college student home for the college break. This happened about 2 weeks ago. and the police officer came into his garage and poo-pooed him in his own home.
Wow.
They terminated him today, and they're investigating because the family has been protesting, Quanell X and everybody. But this young man was literally drove into his garage where he felt safe, unarmed. Police officer get out his car, comes into the garage following him, and pew-pewed him. And then
he was a Latino, right?
Yep. The father woke up to his son being pew-pewed in the garage. And you know, the argument is that, hey, and this was I have heard nothing but good. There's an amazing kid, college scholarship, everything. I mean, nothing. And the daddy is like, you know, you kill my son, you follow him
Unalive. Mm-hmm.
into the unalive him and follow him into the garage.
Yeah. Yep, and they're gonna say that OG, and then a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, he should have pulled over. He should have pulled over. He should have pulled over."
No,
he's a kid.
I'll be honest. In this case, there's a few, but there's more of a this time. You know,
wrong.
like, hey, the copies, because like I said, he was terminated today. You know, we typically don't. We see a leave of absence when things like this happen, and they still keep their jobs. No, the Brazoria terminated because they're catching the heat heavy with this one.
They're gonna charge him too.
Yeah, it's just another situation.
I'm glad he gets charged, and we get a chance to see this case. But this is just so. I really appreciate everybody coming in. Of course, we could stay and continue to have this conversation, but I want to make sure that I tell everybody. Oh, and it's 1:15. I have to go to bed to go to work. But I want to make sure that I started this live to say to everybody that I 100% knew that this young man was going to be found guilty. 100%. There was no doubt in my mind. That's why I wasn't part of any panels. The people who knew me consistently that was on the panel with the Diddy trial, I was on the panel almost every day after the Diddy trial. I did a couple of trials. I refused to be in after the first couple of panels, I refused to be on any panel, and I love the panels. I had a whole team, flip squad for Mama Flip. Like, we had a whole team, and then I just lost all my team because I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it with this case because I just knew it was going to end the way it's going to end.
What did you thought? How would you looking at Diddy? You didn't think that they?
Oh no, I completely felt that Diddy should have get all 5 counts. I believe the women's 100%. Now I know about, and I got to come back and talk about the X tape with Jane. Because I know a lot of people who knows my stance when it comes to Diddy is probably waiting for me to come back on the panel to talk about the release of the X tape the other day, and I'm going to do another live about that. But from everything that I heard and saw, all the evidence, all the receipts, even the stuff that was not brought out in trial, Diddy definitely deserved the racking charge. Definitely deserve it. A lot of people did not agree. I hear what people have to say. I know what they feel, how they feel it. They dissected it 1,000 times. I was there, and he 100%. And I honestly believe people are noticing little by little. Of course, the X tape is trying to do a reversal, but when you guys start seeing the other cases that he have, you're going to be able to connect it back to what I said. I promise you. You know what I mean?
I have not even tracked Diddy at all. I didn't track him or the other one. What's the other one? R. Kelly. I couldn't. Oh,
Kels. Oh, Lord. Kels deserved to be under. Kels deserved to be under.
Listen, I gotta go.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming.
For having me.
Yes, thank you. Please come back. Please come back another time. Because I'm gonna try to come back and do some more live. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Bye.
You. Bye. I think Two-Face, did you want to say something? Welcome to the panel. Did you want to say something?
Hello.
Hi, how are you? How you doing? Thank you for being here.
I heard y'all for a little bit.
Okay.
And I think I came in on the Diddy thing, but I was looking at the other case that.
Oh yeah, please. Yeah, we just threw that in Diddy in, but please, it's about Karmalo Anthony.
Now,
yes. Mm-hmm.
As far as the what is his name? Karmalo Anthony.
Yes.
I really don't feel like he should have been put to jail like that. I feel like we lost another one.
Yes.
Because now he's about to get in there and then he's going to learn something where though his brain should not even go to.
Right.
He's about to be institutionalized.
Texas prisons is hard, y'all. I'm gonna tell you that.
It's not even just Texas prisons. I'm not even going to say Texas. like I'm gonna say period, like across the board.
Yeah.
Like when you put out black boys in there, then they become institutionalized, this, that, and the other.
Right.
But I'm not gonna lie to you though. I'm gonna say one thing, and y'all gonna get mad at me.
No, go ahead. We've been listening. We've been hearing. Go ahead.
I heard the Diddy part.
Oh no, Diddy should have been. I'm sorry, Diddy should be. I'm telling you. I was there.
I don't think Diddy
I covered the whole thing.
Well, I'll be honest, Mama.
I know.
From a Cassie standpoint, I didn't.
I know.
I was from looking at it from the Cassie standpoint only. I don't know about anything else. I didn't feel that. I feel like I didn't feel like it was a. I didn't feel like it was a sincere. What you call it, woman? You know, what was it? The Me Too. I didn't feel
survivors. They're not survivors. Yeah, I know you guys.
Feel it was that.
I agree with you, Mama. I'm gonna say this right now. I was watching it every single day. I was in the court. I was on TV looking at the tweets, and I was so shocked.
Wait a minute, did we meet? Hold on.
No. I was at home in Texas.
Oh, okay. I thought you were okay. I thought we were in person.
I felt like I was in court though. I was so dedicated because I was like, this is all I've heard as a growing up. Diddy parties are crazy, and so you see this side. And I grew up when Diddy and Cassie were together. So, and I was in a abusive relationship, and I get how hard that can be. Yeah. But he should have got all that. He should have with all of it.
I promise you guys. I mean,
all of it. Now I'm not gonna lie. If it was for like domestic violence, I definitely agree with you. If it was for domestic violence,
but that's what it went about. It's about
it wasn't about that. So that's why they didn't get him. But if it was for domestic violence, I totally agree with you, women. I totally agree with you, all of you, on some real stuff. But at the same time, what they got him on, like the sex trafficking,
I promise you.
Yeah,
I promise you guys, he was guilty. I'm telling you. He was guilty. Yes, he was. I promise you, he was. I promise you was. And again, there's no way.
Guilty of what? What was he guilty of? It must be something that we're unaware of. Like guilty of what?
But you guys are not gonna agree with me any which way, because a lot of people. I'm just changing the picture to So give me a second, guys. I'm changing it to Diddy. All right, I'm changing it to Diddy so we can have this conversation.
No, I want to hear. I'm one of the people. I like to listen. If I'm uneducated, I like to be informed. When you say he was guilty in
the racketeering,
guilty. What was he guilty of other than what they convicted him of?
Hold on.
They convicted him of sex trafficking.
Let's see what he wasn't.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna put you like this.
Go ahead.
So I was in the military.
So am I, former Marine. Hoorah, veteran.
Okay, I was Army.
Mm-hmm.
But
I see you.
The point of the matter is this: like, I've flown plenty of people over, knowing what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. Like it wasn't no like, hey, we're gonna do what they was on their type level. No, but I knew, hey, I flew you over here. Hey, we gonna get busy.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that already.
Mm-hmm.
Now, according to the definition of it, that is sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't believe in that.
I think that's different. I'm sorry.
No, but that did happen though. I mean,
that's the same thing that happened though.
But that's exactly the same thing. Mm-hmm.
Now, the only difference is I ain't pay nobody.
Exactly.
Who didn't pay nobody?
I ain't pay nobody.
You didn't pay nobody. You didn't pay nobody. I thought you said Diddy didn't pay nobody.
But in a way, you did though, because you paid for that flight.
Mm-hmm. And it's considered not only flight. Yep. You paid for the flight. You paid for the rugs. You paid for the dinner. You paid for the hotel. Right. You actually paid for the company. You paid the organization that brought the You paid the organization that bought the escorts there. He was part of all of that.
Yep, that's the key.
So in that case, there's a lot of people that need to be behind bars.
And this is why a lot of people were so adamant that he was not doing any racking. They felt that it was his personal business.
Like I
disagree 100%. He was. I disagree. It was organized.
I have paid for flights. I have paid for dinners.
I do know that okay, remember.
And how many people was involved? I'm sorry, give me 1 second. And how many people was involved in that planning? How many people was involved in that planning?
Me? Just me?
Exactly, just you. But with Diddy, it wasn't just him. It was his private assistant. It was KK. It was KK. It was his security guard. Right? They had their own rug mule. It was a whole team. Everything he did was that.
Okay, hold on. So you're telling me if I had a private assistant,
yep,
and I'm saying, yo, you know what? Hey, I want to fly this girl down here. I'm gonna get her dinner, all that other stuff. That's racketeering.
Yes, I'm saying that. And it depends what illegal activity. It depends what illegal activity. Okay, there's Diddy. It depends on what illegal activity was also involved in that. Right? It's also
that man that testified against Cassie, the one with the glasses, the one that's suing her.
Suing her right now.
Which one?
Oh Lord, please don't tell me about Clayton, because he about to sue me. He about to sue me because I'm gonna curse his behind out again. I'm sure Clayton. Hey Clayton. Hey, what's up, boy? Make sure you clip this up because I see what you're doing with my friend. I heard about what you did with my friend.
Over them saying that he was one of the participants. I just can't see it.
He was. He was.
So I'm confused because I hate to say it, but he be looking in the camera. He be looking, and so I just was like, okay, but. All in all, what he was charged with and they convicted him with. I want to talk about the one thing that when they brought him to Biggie into play and how he didn't pay for did y'all see where the Biggie estate came back and said that's not true? And I was like, well, why would they come back and say that's not true?
Wait a minute. First of all, as far as him not paying, first of all,
you remember it came up in the
and it wasn't a lie. It wasn't a lie. And here's the thing. I remember when the family came out and said that Diddy did not pay for the funeral. I remember that. I remember, and I went looking.
I remember. You live in New York.
Yes, I live in New York, and I was looking for the article. I was looking for the article because I know I wasn't crazy. I remember when that was said, and the mom was upset with him. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know if they settled it after that, but I remember it was a big thing that a lot of people was upset with Diddy. It was a whole thing in the community. I don't know if because he didn't want to pay for the limo, or he didn't want to pay for the location, or if he didn't want to pay for the reception. Something Diddy did not want to pay that caused the family an uproar, and the people knew that.
And they wasted no time, but the crazy part about it is when the 50 Cent documentary came out, they wasted no time saying that's not true or whatever. Like,
she's no longer here.
Yeah, you can go to TMZ and you will see that they said that the Biggie estate came back and said that that's not true.
Yes.
So I'm like, well,
but the mom is not here though. But the mom is not here. She's not here, and that's the thing that I don't know. The estate could say whatever the estate want to say. Right,
but the people,
I remember it was an issue in New York. I remember 100% it was an issue in New York. It was a big deal. Not only that, the people that actually lived it know exactly what time it was. Right. I mean, I have a primary case that I really shouldn't mention, but it's a close friend of my son. And if you know who my son is, if you know who I am, you know who my son is. That he is one of his best friends from Far Rock. I'm not going to name his name. He was an upcoming singer. A hip hop artist, huge, and he was unalive in Far Rockaway, right? I was involved in that whole funeral preparation and everything like that. I was involved with the uncle. I helped set up everything, including the booklet, everything, the security. I was there from beginning to end. My son came to me and said, "Mom, my friend unalive, I need you," and I'm very well connected here. To some people, I'm a big deal. You understand what I'm saying? Gotcha. So I was able to take care of everything. I know for a fact that one of the main people that was involved in helping set up the funeral service till this day, they said that he didn't participate with the family, that he didn't pay, he didn't give no money. To this day, I know the facts and the intricate detail of what happened in that situation that most people don't know. And I'm telling you that people that does the work and do the program, we know what time it is. So if you hear somebody
I've
saying
heard stories. I mean, I've heard stories from New Yorkers and people from that area, but like everything they said about Diddy's true. He's a horrible. I've heard it.
Yes.
When you take it back to what the case was and what the argument was and the charges, I just didn't feel, sadly to say, that Cassie.
Let me tell you something about Cassie and Jane. The reason why I feel Cassie and Jane, and again, Jane is a hard one because everybody says, Mom, Mama Flip, let go Jane, concentrate on Cassie. Let go Jane. Mom, right? Cassie, yes, exactly. Let go Jane, concentrate on Cassie. My whole thing about them, I believe all of them were survivors. Now, the reason why is that I heard the recording, I heard the diary testimony, and I heard the evidence that was not able to be released that definitively said that these women told him, I no longer want to do this.
Mm-hmm. When can't argue with something that I don't know.
When did Cassie say that?
Cassie said it actually a couple of times.
Yeah, she said it several times.
And then hold on. And then Cassie came back.
She came back because he wouldn't let her go. The only person that the only person that was able to get her out was her husband. That's the only one that stood up to Diddy.
And then each time Cassie came back,
she didn't come back willingly. They went to get her.
Okay. All right.
I'm telling you. They read the transcript. He testified to it.
I will say this: the argument was I heard different when she took the money. Somebody said if you went through that, you would take the money too. I heard that side.
We have to understand. We're talking about multiple years. Okay, so a lot of what the O.J. Simpson Mark, I call him the O.J. Simpson defensive attorney Mark Agnifilio. What he did is he made these women look like they were whores. That's what he did. Right? Yeah. And he made Diddy look like he was an upstanding citizen, and that's bull crap. I saw what Diddy did. I read what he did. I heard his voice on these recordings and stuff like that. Right? And we saw the Diddy, right? They were in a relationship for 11 years. Initially, she and Jane was in the beginning of that relationship. Initially, Cassie was part of that lifestyle.
Who is Jane? Remind me.
Yeah, Jane is 50 Cent's baby mother. Right? That's who she is.
The one that Smex tape just came out.
Yeah, the one that Smex tape that came out. That's who she is. And I still don't want to say her name, even though I know her name. Please don't say her name on my live because I'm still abiding by the judge. The judge said don't say her name, but I know her name. So anyway, that's Jane. But Cassie was with him for a long time. So I would never, no one could ever say that I said that she wasn't part of that lifestyle. Yes, she was part of that lifestyle. Yes, she said that she wanted it. Yes, she said she wanted to be with him forever, etc., etc. What I'm saying, between that and the time she left, halfway through that, she told him, and there was evidence upon evidence. She said, I don't want to do this anymore. You are using me as a proster, right?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay. You finally get away. I know it's something called Stockholm Syndrome, but you finally get away. And then all of a sudden, like, this man has some type of hold over you that you say, I'm going back. She has been going back for years. Mm-hmm. Like, she has dated other people. Mm-hmm. She has smexed other people. And then on top of that, it's not like, hey, every time that we did this party, that's the only time you did this. You even called the Smex workers, and the Smex workers are suing you now.
Only one of them, and that one is a nut. He's a crazy. Y'all gonna learn it. And Dave, please clip this up. Dave, please clip this up so you can sue me too. He's a nut. But go ahead.
I see a nut.
Dave? Oh, you didn't hear about him and his girlfriend? That he's been suing his former girlfriend, Francina? He's a nut. The man is a nut. He's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Anything that he even looks at, the fact that this fool is going to tell me, that he did not want to have sex with her because she was on his cycle. The man is a nut.
First of all, I don't think Diddy would have been able to convince me to sleep with him.
The man is a nut.
No, because I ain't
He had size. That's why he had size.
I thought that was Joe.
No.
Some people say he looked like Dave Chappelle. I thought that.
Oh no, Dave Chappelle is much better looking than this guy.
You wouldn't have been able to convince me to sleep with him. Period.
But he has size.
No, you slept with her too.
And don't get me wrong, there was a picture of him. There was a picture of Dave when he was younger. That was attractive. There is a picture of him when he was young, around that time that he wasn't what he looked like now.
Mama, this is years ago.
That was years ago. There was a picture. I saw a picture of him. I'm like, oh, okay, I could see it in this particular picture. On this picture at that angle, I could see it. There was a picture of Dave. I gotta tell you, there's one of him. The man needs help. The man needs help and stuff like that. And the man is a litigator, and he wants to sue every single person that says anything about him when they come with him and Francina.
How did he win?
He didn't win a case yet. He didn't win a case yet. He didn't win a case. He's still going. He didn't win a case, and all these cases are being dropped. Yes, and then she just won. She just won a dismissal just the other day. So he didn't win a case yet. What he does is every time she does something, and every time he loses a case, he goes back to another jurisdiction and bring another charge against her. That's why he's been doing that for about 10 years.
Okay, I thought I heard she owe him money. No.
I don't know if she owes him money unless something else happened, but I didn't hear that he owed the money. I heard that in the last case it was finally dropped, and they still have, I think, 1 or 2 more cases to go
that's
through.
That's not what's going on. She don't owe him money.
Okay.
What's going on is the fact that she is defaming him.
I know.
And she moved.
He
out
said
the
that.
country.
She didn't move out of the country. Francia is still there. Oh, we're not talking about Cassie. We're talking about Cassie. No, we're not talking about Cassie. We're talking about Francia. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you guys talking about Cassie.
No, we're talking about Cassie.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got it all messed up. I'm so sorry. I was talking about Dave, former ex-girlfriend who I know. Okay, let's talk about Cassie. Oh no, Cassie moved. Cassie, I'm glad she did move her ass out of the country. I'm glad she left. I'm glad she left, and I hope she does.
That's when the lawsuit is over.
I hope that the lawsuit started before she left the country, and I hope that she never stepped her foot.
Because there's been a revision to the lawsuit.
I hope they never step her foot back in America. I hope that she does. What's his name? Russell Simmons. I hope she stay wherever she stay. I hope that she never step her foot in the United States of America. You go get her. I hope you go get her. She needs to stay her ass where she's at.
Exactly, but I will say
so you think she's a victim?
Yes, she's a victim. Cassie is definitely a victim.
Real quick. Hold on.
Cassie and Jane.
Cassie is definitely a victim. Yes. And I will say that I understand where you're coming from when you're like, she came back, she left, then she came back. But think about how young she was.
Yes.
That man, like, he groomed her.
Yes.
Can I say that? He
groomed her.
So of course it's going to be hard. People don't understand that unless they're in that situation, and unless they're a woman, and unless somebody done really got in your brain.
All that money dangling in your face.
Exactly. You are not
But
going to
it wasn't even that, ladies. But it wasn't even the money in the face. The thing is, he took care of everything. He took care of clothes allowance. He took care of her phone. He paid for an apartment. He paid for a car. He even paid stuff for her family. She had no income by herself. She wasn't able to take care of herself financially. He did not advance her career anyway. She couldn't get a job. Her job was being the ex-slave. And that's the problem. And this is why she wanted to stop. She wanted to stop because of the fact that she wanted to have kids. He didn't want to have kids with her. She even, at one time, she even wanted to marry him. He did not want to. The thing that people refuse to accept. I'm hearing exactly what I'm saying. I'm trying to tell you exactly what I'm saying. He put those women into the position of making them into ex-slave. Initially, he led them to believe that they were his girls, that he loved them, that they were part of his life, that they made it. He had a whole poem and his whole statement that you are my sunshine, you are my son, you are my son, you are my friend, and I need you. You are my son. You should have heard the bullshit that he texted. He said, I heard it in court. He made them feel that they were everything, and yet he only wanted them for X, and he wasn't man enough to tell them that. That's where the issue comes in. If he wanted them for X, he should have told them. He wasn't in love with those guys. Say it again.
What about like him and Kim Porter?
Well, Kim Porter had a little bit that. She was part of that, but guess what? There was a difference between Kim Porter and the rest of the girls. At least with Kim Porter, he gave her some respect. Right? He treated her differently. No matter which girl, whichever, hold on a second, whichever girl he was with, if Kim called, he came running. You understand? But I think at the end of the day, she was over it. But at least with her, he had a longevity with her. He held her to a high standard. And don't get me wrong, I think that he felt for Cassie because he wouldn't let her go. But I think the only reason, and if you want my opinion, the only reason that he finally let Cassie go is not only because of her husband, because her husband threatened him, right? It's because he found Jane, and she the exact replica of Cassie. The exact replica. And then after Jane, he found an old girl, the one that accused him of raping her. But then at the end of the day, what's her name? The other one, she was supposed to be the third. She was supposed to be the third witness. She dropped it. She dropped it.
Aubrey, the girl, not the girl from the singing group.
No, not the girl from the singing group. The one that looks like all three of them. She's Asian. She went to court. She hold on before we be on. We use your honesty. She came after Jane, so he had a replica of Cassie that he was able to let her go. But even then, did you guys know? Even towards the end of 2018, he still reached out to her in text, right before while she was pregnant. While she was pregnant, he was still trying to bring her back. Did you know that?
Can we be honest?
But I just want to ask you, do you know that he sent her a text?
I didn't know. This news to me, Mama.
Yeah. Not even that, but even at the awards, he called her out after she already left.
Yes. But go ahead. Let's be honest. Go ahead.
Just let me know when I can talk.
No, go ahead. We can hear you now. Go ahead.
Let's be honest. All right. So, who was Kim Porter girl?
What do you mean? Who was Kim Porter girl?
The other artist that Diddy.
No, Kim is his the mother.
The kids.
That was what's the dude that sang
the singer
all night long or something like that.
Oh, you mean I'll be sure. That's not I'll be sure. Is it I'll be sure? I'll be sure. Yeah.
That's Quincy's real father.
Yes.
So let's be honest.
Yes.
This is what happened. He seen I'll be sure be with fucking Kim.
Kim, yeah. You gotta be careful with the cursing. You gotta be careful with the effing word. I'm sorry, darling.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
He said how can you be with her and I can't be with her? And I'm trying to get with her. She's the at the time she was the what is it called? The
reception secretary. Yep, reception secretary. Yes.
And he kept going at her, but he was like, yo, you know what? Hey, how you going at LB? Sure, but you ain't coming at me. This, that, and other. Now, keep going. Let's keep going.
But first of all, I want to know, how did it even get to a point where LB Shore wasn't involved with Quincy to the point where he looked at, Mama, you in that era, he looked at what reason did it come to the point where he didn't even look at
this oogly, how she left this beautiful man for this oogly tyrant. Let me tell you why. This man, words.
Did it get to a point where Quincy didn't even look at Albie Sure as his father?
Because of words. This guy, let me tell you something. Diddy, one thing I can tell you, this guy, not even the groom, it started with groom, but he has a magnetism as far as the way he acts, his generosity, his words that brings people in. The fact that I sat here and watched all of these freaking assistants, the male assistants, come in and say that I quit because of the lifestyle. I was uncomfortable with the illegal activities, but it was his private life, and I still respect him. Just show you the bullshit that we had to contend with when it comes to the trial. This man had a magnetism about him that was able to watch over. He's like every cult leader, every single cult leader that you've ever seen, from Jim Jones that unalived those people in the island and had them drink the lemonade. Every cult, to that one, the guy that was just arrested, the one that did the shoot, he was just arrested. You know, that young guy that was just with Earth and what is his name? It's a black guy that they just arrested him.
I've heard that too. Like he
yes,
he
has that. Yes,
he had that at a young age.
Yes,
the innocent. I'm sure you know this, Mama. This situation happened in Bronx.
Nature Boy. Yes, he's another nature. Diddy's another nature boy.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
That's very persuasive.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah. Yes, and Kels is like that too. Kels is like that too. Kels is like that. No, Kels has had under, but you saw the lawsuit about somebody.
Kels out of this now.
Now you know.
Wait, where are you from?
I'm from Baltimore.
he woke up. I don't. That's
guys. I'll be right back. I gotta run to the ladies. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
You don't.
I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm going to the ladies. I'll be right back.
He's the producer. The producer. He went back. Did the whole. He was the one that did the whole album.
What we talking
The
about?
Love
Video?
album.
We talking about
We're talking about Diddy. The producer. I don't believe that.
Diddy.
You woke up and felt like your booty was played when you went back.
Because it's true though. It's true. But you know what? If it wasn't for him, nobody else would have came out. Or if it wasn't for Cassie, nobody else would have came out. This wouldn't have been exposed.
No, I don't believe that.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but I know that he did spark a lot. And Cassie sparked like I just know that if it wasn't for those two cases, and there wouldn't be like he wouldn't have been in. There would be no spotlight on him.
Well, let's talk. Do y'all believe that though?
I'm not sure.
But I'm not.
Because you couldn't tell me.
We talking about the dude that was in the 50 Cent shit, right?
Yeah, remember the producer? He did the last album and he said
he produced the whole thing and didn't get 1 cent.
He said he woke up one time and his rectum was
I believe that shit.
Let me tell you something. We have a case. We got a case now that was just filed just yesterday of a child artist that they have a case against Diddy now, and now they're moving forward. We don't know who the child artist is.
No, y'all.
Yeah, we have
y'all
one.
Truly believe. Okay, but this grown man said, "Well, they asked him, well, why did you go back? Well, I wanted to finish the album."
Yes, I'm telling you. Let me tell you something.
I can believe
Let me tell you something. You see, what about the assistant, the young lady, she's the white, I forgot her name. I don't know her real name. I'm sorry.
Is it KK that you're talking about?
Not KK. That's the assistant that making $600,000 a year. I'm talking about the witness. I forgot her name.
$600,000 a year.
Oh, KK is making $600,000 a year.
Can't nobody find her.
Yeah, KK.
Hold on. Who assistant is this?
That's Diddy's assistant is making $600,000 a year. That's her salary.
She didn't show up in court.
No, because they didn't bring her. But there's a case. No, but they have a case against. She has a case against her though, so she's gonna be in trial one of the days soon. Because she has a case against her. Exactly. So that's why a lot of people were getting paid. The security guard was getting paid. Yes, she was paid. She was getting paid $600,000 a year.
I'm being naive. I don't know if I believe the gay stories.
Come on now. You know, Jane is the one that says that he has a it's called Cuckle. It's called Cuckle.
Did you not see the latest what's going on?
I saw the tape. I saw the tape.
Jane said what? Now?
She said that he has.
See the latest?
Yes, I did see the video. She said that he had like there was a terminology of it, but it was sort of like a cuckold where what he does is that he acted as if the reason why he wanted the men to do that to the ladies is because he wanted to put himself in the ladies' position to receive the pleasure that he see that they receive. She said that in court. But there's a terminology. There's a terminology for it.
I think I remember it was like that, it was references to him.
Yes.
Him just weird stuff.
Yes.
I do remember
This is so that's why she said that it was like him cosplaying as a woman. So that's what they said. So yeah, I won't say I disagree.
Be able to put him in bed with a man.
There's been several. There is one of his bodyguards said that he was. One of his bodyguards said that he was, and I forgot because I did a 7-hour dossier on Diddy, a 7-hour, and he was. They walked in on him with one, and I forgot which one of the artists.
Oh, the skinny guy.
Yes.
I don't know his name.
At the hotel room. Yes.
The dude on the documentary, the other, I forgot the mark.
I'm sorry.
Ladies, can I say
yes,
something?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Like on some real stuff. I don't believe. How can I put it? I do believe the gay allegations. I do believe that.
LGBTQ. I believe it too. Like I don't see any reason.
But what I don't believe is you're not going to sit here and say like he didn't. How can I put it? He wasn't. How can I put it? He's a watcher. That's how I'm gonna put it. He's a watcher.
Yeah, like I dididn't hear stories or get confirmation of him actually engaging in it.
Right.
So
he did engage in it. In the testimony, the ladies said, right, after he finished watching them with the guys, he would use the seeds of the guy. No. Listen, finish. He would pay the guys, and the guys would leave, or he would go to the next one, or he would go to the next room, and they would go, and he would use their seed, but he would also make love to the women. No, he would make love to the girls. I promise you. Afterwards, he made love with them, and they said that was the best part of the ordeal, spending time with them, making love. Because that's what Jane used to say all the time. Jane called him my lover. He was my lover. Y'all didn't hear that? Y'all didn't hear that?
I hear. That's weird. Weird enough.
It's weird as shit.
But I feel like you
it's weird as
See, y'all gotta go back and watch everything. That's why
tell me an instant where he laid
No, he
down
was,
with
but he
me.
wasn't only a watcher. He wasn't only a watcher. That's what we're
he
saying.
participated.
Tell me where an instance where he laid down with a man. That's the
No,
only
what I'm
thing.
saying that the
That's what I'm
only
saying.
thing
He's
we
never done
saw.
that. He's never
No.
done that.
Listen, there are several cases against him right now with males. Okay, there are several cases that's running through the pipeline right now. What the O.J. Simpson, Mark and Filio did was got a lot of these cases not brought up in court. None of these cases were brought up in court. He has multiple lawsuits pending. They were not brought in court.
So if you
With
gonna say
Kels.
that, then you got to go back to the R. Kelly thing where they had that little boy in the boxing ring.
Okay, be careful. Be careful. We definitely gonna get flagged with that. We gotta be very careful.
I ain't gonna lie. I don't even know what
We have to say underage. We have to say something. We gotta be very careful.
We're talking facts, right?
We gotta be careful.
It's in the news already.
I know, but we gotta be careful of mention talking about that type of subject matter on TikTok. We gotta be very, 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 very careful. We have to be very careful with the
I'll
with
look
the
it
names.
up because I don't have no clue.
Yeah,
But we got to be very careful with the Kells conversation. But the thing is, a lot of people felt, a lot of people was waiting for a similar case with Diddy as far as Kells, right? And when they didn't see it, they just saw a relationship. Again, Mark Agnifilo did a great job in making it as if it was just a regular relationship with voyeurism, and the women wanted it and stuff like that.
I'm waiting for the woman to look it up.
And he's like, oh, one of the things when they were the prosecutor was like, and we had evidence, we had receipts when the ladies said they didn't want to do it anymore, right? And he came in and said, oh, when can you say no? Is it the first time? Is it the 10th time? Is it the 100th time? Like, I was like, this fool right here, like this fool was acting. No is no. I can say no anytime I feel like I want to say no, and that's it.
Exactly. Hold on. So let me ask you this question. We done been in a relationship, and we done it like 15 times already.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
We done it like 15 times.
Yep.
Now all of a sudden, like I've expressed to you over and over again what I like and what I don't like.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, you agree to what I like.
Initially, yes.
Initially, let's say initially.
Yeah, the first few years, yes. At least in the first 5 years,
you agree to what I like.
Yes.
So all of a sudden is no?
Yes,
and
all of a sudden it's no.
When we as women, we
yes.
to say no.
All of a sudden it's no. And here's the thing. Hold on. Go ahead, Two-Face. All of a sudden it's no.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
Go ahead.
That's not what I'm saying. Hold on. That's not what I'm saying. All of a sudden, you don't like it, and you can say no. Okay, cool. You can say no, and I respect that. But at the same time, I hate to say this word, but wasn't you a whore for me the first 15 times before we did it the 16th time?
Right, but what if you don't want to do that anymore? What if you want something serious? What if you want kids? What if you want marriage?
But here's the thing, exactly.
The first 15 times you did it though.
But that's exactly what Mark said. But yeah, and it's the 16, 17, 18, 20 time I said no, and you looked at me, and this is what the Diddy did. You looked at me and you said, "It's okay. I love you. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. You don't have to do anything you don't want to." Right? It's me and you. I love you. You're my girl. You could do it. And then after that, he manipulates the situation. He gives them rugs, right? Right? To do it. Right? He set up the events. He set up the events. he would say, no, I'll take you away for your birthday. And they get there thinking it's just him. There was one situation that made me crazy where it happened with, say again, with the one where?
The one with Jane. Was that the one
yes,
with Jane?
With the one with Jane. So you told her that she said specifically, I do not want to have, it wasn't called a freak off the night. It was called hotel night with her. It was freak off with Cassie. It was hotel night. She said specifically, we haven't seen each other for a while. I just want it to be me and you. I do not want to have a hotel night whatsoever. I'm feeling away. I'm feeling the only way that you want me.
What was the text message after that, though?
I'm going to tell you what the text message. I'm going to tell you what the text message is. Because they broke up. Because they broke up. They broke up. They broke up. Oh, I'm glad you remember. So they broke up. Excuse me.
He said we don't have to have.
Yes, he did. But what was the other text messages though? Hold on. I'm sorry. What was it? When you said we don't have to have it, what was he doing with the other phone though?
Now, don't get me wrong.
Who was he? Two-Face. 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 You talking about Texas? Two-Face. What was he doing with the other phone? Two-Face. While Jane was coming in there.
I want you to understand something.
Two-Face.
I'm on your side.
I know, but I want you to say what he was doing though. I know you want outside, but what was he doing? So he was telling her that, oh, we don't have to do nothing. It's okay. It's just about you. And he was texting the escort the location and said, you need to call her because she doesn't want to do it. Text her and make sure that she gets on the plane for her to do it and stuff like that. He was arranging it on one phone.
But she was the expert was in the room when they got upstairs. She's thinking like, okay, it's just me and you. You're like, okay, I'm not you texting somebody else trying to send a location. Then you go from downstairs to upstairs. You think it's gonna be you and this person. Next thing you know, it's a red light. It's Venomo. It's another person.
Yes. How did he beat these charges then, y'all? Like I ain't
because Mark Agnifilio. Let me tell you something. I will go.
It was not what they said it was.
It was what it said it was. Mark Agnifilio is a damn liar, and I said it. And also, I got into it. There's a clip. There's a video clip that's online of me getting on the black female lawyer, me yelling at her and telling her she should be ashamed of herself. I yelled at her right outside the courthouse because she should be ashamed of herself because she knew what time it was. Also, she knew Diddy. She hung out with Diddy, so I don't even know how the hell you his lawyer any which way. What they did is they made these women look like they were whores. That's what they did. And they made him look like an everyday guy. That's what they did. That's what they did.
Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm not going to let you sit here and act like they were just saints.
I'm not saying they're saints. No, I'm not saying they were saints. Nicole West, the person that the lawyer I yelled at was Nicole Westmoreland. There's a video online of me yelling at her. Let me tell you something. I'm not saying they were saints, and I'm not saying that they wasn't held responsible. They took blame. They held their responsibility, and that's what the people don't understand. Cassie and Jane was very clear of the relationship that they had with Diddy. They were very clear the reason why. Hey, Love Pink, long time no see, my love. Oh my God, it's great to see you, Love Pink. Love Pink, can you tap in the hearts? Because Love Pink will give me 100,000 hearts in 15 minutes. I haven't seen you in so long. I Love Pink. I hope you're still here. I miss you. So anyway, let me tell you something. They took blame. They took responsibility for their relationship. They took across the board. What they were trying to say very clearly is not that they were in a relationship with him. It's not that they didn't love him. It's not that they didn't think he was a wonderful guy. It's not that he wasn't generous or something. What they said is they got to the point in the relationship when they wanted to stop. And he did not want them to stop. That was the problem. He did everything. In regards to Cassie, a lot of people say, oh, she kept on leaving and coming back. And she even got that fool. Let me tell you, you know the most disappointment testimony was that boyfriend, that former boyfriend of hers that knew what he did with the car. You know damn well you're behind punked out.
Kid Cudi. Yeah.
Kid Cudi was a punk. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's a friend of my son. I'm sorry, Kid Cudi. I'm sorry, Kid Cudi. I apologize because I think you know my son. You know my son, and I don't want you to come and tell my son to tell me to stop harass you. I apologize for using that word, but Kid Cudi, I sincerely felt that you did a disservice And damn.
What did he do,
The live was restricted. I got two restrictions.
He text against her?
I got two restrictions. Damn it. We did so well.
What does that mean?
For 10 minutes. Live is restricted for 10 minutes. We were doing so well. Somebody came up here. How is it that you guys were not upset? We were restricted for 10 minutes, guys. So hi, Love Pink. How is it that you guys were not upset about the Karmalo Anthony? But now, as soon as we start talking about Diddy, now I get too restricted. That's crazy. How is it that people are upset about the Diddy after all this time? It's over. He's coming home soon.
First of all, I'm gonna tell you why.
Why?
Because when it comes to social black issues,
yes,
people don't care.
Hey, Manny E. Yes,
people
I know.
Don't care. And guess what? They will do anything to silence us.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous. But to answer your question as far as Kid Cudi, why I feel that way, and again, apologies, Kid Cudi, but to be honest with you, I was very disappointed in you. Kid Cudi fed into Mark Anglophilia. He knew what happened that time. He knew that Diddy, that she left Diddy. She broke up with Diddy to be with Kid Cudi. He knew that. He went to the parents' house in Florida to get away. He knew that.
How you get a Diddy girl off of?
Hold on.
Listen.
He knew. Hold on, Two-Face. Hold on, Two-Face. Two-Face. Hold on, Two-Face. Let me tell you what happened with that case. He knew that that Diddy put a lot of hands on her to the point where he took pictures. He was there when she took pictures of what Diddy to her after he found out that they were together. You went all the way to Florida with the girl and stuff like that. You broke up with her. Excuse me a second. You broke up with her, right? And you know everything that happened, but you're going to stand in court and you're going to tell us that 2 years later, you saw him and he said, it's my bad. You know how it is with me and these girls, and you okay with it to the point that 10 years later, you're going to sit here and act like that she was cheating on both of y'all. And you already knew what it was. You knew what time. That's why I'm disappointed at Kid Cudi. You know, and then you know what he did. You know that he brought Dawn in the car. You know that he brought Dawn in the car. You know Dawn told you that he brought her there under force. And you lied.
They put domestic violence charges on him. Free Diddy. Hey, free Diddy.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all can free him all you want. He's in jail for me, so I don't care what y'all said. Let me tell you something. I don't care what y'all said. I am very happy that I got 2 out of 5. I'm sorry, Erica.
How do y'all feel about her taking the money? Because I heard people feel like, well, she suffered. She should have took the money. Then I hear people say
it depends which money. It depends which money.
Take the money. Take the money.
No, she should have. You know why she should have took the money, and I'm going to tell you why that she should take the money. The thing is, she spent 11 years of her life with him, and she gave him an opportunity to settle with her. She gave him an opportunity. The whole thing came out of court. She gave it him. He ruined her life, guys. He ruined her life. He kept her under a non-disclosure contract. She couldn't go and do records with anybody else. He kept her on a 360. He locked her down, and she deserved that money.
Mama, she take that money and shut the fuck up.
Nah, man, she would have set up. It wasn't she. It was him.
When that tape came
it was him.
And guess what?
It was him. She kept quiet. She kept quiet.
Guess what?
Yes.
That's when you got your money. You got your money when that tape came out.
Yes.
It wasn't before that tape came out.
No. She said no. No, she said the tape came out. No, the tape came out. The tape came out after. No, the tape came out after. Jane had a problem with the tape.
Okay, let's say that.
No, that happened before. That happened before him because remember he denied it. He denied it. Said that he doesn't know what the hell she's talking about.
You can't deny that shit.
You said Jane had a problem with the when he beat her in the hallway.
Oh yeah, Jane was very upset. There was a whole recording. I wish you guys heard the recording. Oh my God! Hold on. Let me tell you this, son. Let me tell you. Then we get back. So what happened was Jane. What happened with Jane is Jane called him. Listen. Jane called him. Jane called him on the phone. We heard the recording in court, and you know who taped it? KK taped it, right? So Jane. KK taped it.
Hey, Jane, did you get your ass whipped?
KK, no, that's not what was said. That's not what was said. So Diddy wanted to get Jane on the phone because he knew the tape came out. because Jane was in the house with him, I think that weekend when the tape came out. So she went home upset. So she spent some time. The family came all the way to the house, so he kind of ignored her a little bit because he was in crisis mode. So they all came together to try to figure out what to do. After that, she went home. When she went home, she was very upset because she said she did not know that all the stuff, this is Jane's testimony, and you could hear it in the recording. She didn't know all the stuff that he was doing with her that he did with Cassie. And she said that in a recording that I can't believe the same thing you did, the same thing I've been complaining to you about the last year, that I could see it in the lawsuit that is happening. I could see it. So that's what happened. So he called her and he's on the phone. He's like, this is her. And it was KK that recorded her because he wanted her to say that, oh, nothing happened, that it was her choice. But she was crying. She's like, and I can't believe it. I can't believe that in the recording, you have to understand how I'm upset. He's like, I just want to call you and say that I need you as a friend right now. That you're my friend and you mean everything. She said, yeah, I am your friend, but you have to understand I'm really upset. I don't know. You are the sunshine. You are the backing that I need in my life right now. I need everything, and I'm calling you because I need a friend. Every single time she was about to explain how she felt, he stopped her. I listened to the recording. It was crazy.
They asked her, did he ever put his hands on her?
Yeah, we already knew. We already knew that. She said it. She said that everything that you did to her, you did to me. That's why she was upset. She said, I can't believe I'm reading my own story.
If it comes down to domestic violence,
it was more than that.
I'm with that nigga going to jail.
It was more than, oh, I'm sorry. The person wanted to come in. You could come back up. I didn't allow them to talk. Please, please come back. I'm sorry, you guys have me coughing. I'm dying right now.
I still think they should have got that. He should have got the whole church.
Yes, he should have.
It's more so of
he should have.
The fact that the bodyguards were in on it, the assistants were in on it.
Yes, everybody was in on it. That's why.
It was a whole.
Yes.
To me, it was like
it was a whole organization. It was a whole. Oh yes, yes, yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope. I've been the bodyguard. I'm not going to say that.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. And you had a stack of money. So let me tell you something. Two-Face. So you've been a bodyguard. Two-Face. You've been a bodyguard. So you go to the bank, right? No, I'm listening to you. Two-Face. I'm asking you a question now.
I'm going to answer your question.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
I've been a bodyguard. There's literally, my job is to make sure that you get from point A to point B. Yes. To make sure that certain people don't get to you, to make sure that this person don't get to you. After that, my job is done.
Yes.
Not to them.
Not to them. No, that's what I said.
Well, I'm not getting it.
Two-Face.
What I'm here to do.
Two-Face.
No say so.
They went to the bank. Two-Face. They went to the bank to collect the cash, so they could bring to the hotel. Exactly. To hand it over to the workers. Also, he had the name. He had the hotel name. He had the hotel name on some of the security guards in the assistant. Also, the rugs. He had prescription from 3 different doctors under the assistant's name with all of these illegal rugs. This was a racker. This was a racker. That was a racker, Two-Face.
That's why I say it goes down.
Yes. Yes, it was a Rico. I didn't say Rico. We can't say Rico. That's a racker. But it was that. Yes. Yes.
That's why I say it matters about your defense because everything y'all are saying sounds horrible. And look what happened.
Mark Agnifilio did an amazing job. He paid all these lawyers. But the thing is, what he didn't expect, because he was expecting to walk out of there, what he did not get, his behind stayed in jail. His behind stayed in jail.
I ain't gonna lie. I knew when the judge denied him.
I clapped that.
And then the judge came and denied him to get out.
Yep.
I knew that they was going. I was like, they just give this some time, man.
Yep. The judge was not playing with you.
We all knew he was going to get like 2 to 4 years.
He needed to get 7. The probation. Hold up. The probation officer. The probation gave him 7 years. The probationary that did the study gave him 7 years. The judge did not. The judge, I think the judge was, listen, I think the judge was going to give him 7 years, but the girl spoke to the judge. The judge asked for 15 to 15 minutes recess after the girl spoke to him and stuff like that. And he came back. I think the judge was going to lean towards the 7 years, but because of the testimony, that's why he gave 5. And then I guess they gave him also time served or whatever. But the fact is that I am very happy that his behind is sitting in jail right now, and I am very happy with it. I wanted him to get 5 as long as he get 2.
Diddy will be out in a year.
Oh, they're gonna bring some more charges though. He has another case though.
Even if
he got more cases. He has more cases.
Let's just see. Let's just put it that way too.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, he's coming out. He's coming out. Yeah.
When he come out, he's gonna do it again. He's gonna get.
Of course he is.
He's an addict.
Of course.
He's an addict.
Of course.
So he's gonna do this again, and then it'll be the next girl, and then he may go back to.
He's gonna be another Kills.
Well, Young Miami said
she's gonna be another Kills.
Can I ask you a question?
Young Miami say he didn't treat her that way.
Man, Young Miami is a mess. Young Miami is a mess. She's another mess over here talking about how that little size had people screaming. Like, Young Miami, stop playing with me. She said, what did it had people happy or whatever. Young Miami, stop playing with me. Yo, Miami, stop playing with me. We all saw it. Yo, Miami, stop playing with me, girl.
I think it was short-lived. I think it was short-lived. I don't think she saw that side because she was a different person. I think she may have been done with stuff, but
she just said it the other day. She just said it the other day. Unless it was an AI, she just said it on Instagram that he may have a small size of stubby, but he still had them screaming on some nonsense she said. I said, girl, can we not? It wasn't AI. Oh, I apologize, Young Miami, if it was AI. I apologize. Because I looked at that child. I'm like, girl, can we stop? Can we just stop? Just say that he brought a lot of bigger boys for you, and you enjoyed the time with it. Just please.
Mama, she really did what J-Lo did. Remember when he caught that case?
Yep.
Miami got up out of there.
Yeah, she was smart. She was smart.
She got up out of there, baby.
She was smart. But you think she ain't gonna go back? I think she's gonna go back. I'm sorry, Two-Face.
To get out, I don't.
Oh, she's gonna go back. Two-Face, what did you say?
I don't know.
What did she have?
What? Oh, damn. The girl had a career. Behave yourself.
Single right now is popular.
I didn't even hear the song. I don't even know the song.
Bitches, that's it.
I gotta hear the song. But listen, I think who I think is gonna back. Even though I stand that she's a survivor, I think he possibly could get Jane back. And I think he could possibly get Miami back.
He can get all of them.
Nah, he can't get Cassie back.
He's not getting Cassie.
No, he ain't getting Cassie back.
How much you want to bet?
How much you gonna bet? I bet you on anything. She's out of here. She's out of here. She's out of here.
I put a paycheck on that.
Okay.
You want to know what it sounds like? It sounds like you be like, yo.
She's not gonna get him back.
Back to his baby mama.
Not her.
Sure enough, he go back to his baby mama.
Not her. She could have gone back. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. She could have gone back. She could have gone back to him right after Kim unalive, even though she was still with Alex. She could have gone back because there was communication between them.
They were communicating.
Right, there was still communication. I think what happened, because it happened in a relationship with me too. What happened is that when he went publicly and said that Kim was the love of his life, whatever magic he held over her broke.
Yeah.
That's it. That broke. And then she even talked about it. She said, I can't believe, even though she was with Alex at the time, I can't believe that you would actually go out in public after everything we've been through and say that she's the love of your life and you have nothing for me.
I hear what you're saying.
And I said, so he broke whatever magic he had with Cassie, he broke that magic. He broke that magic. He broke that magic.
So, because I heard that number one, Cassie didn't want to testify. She was subpoenaed.
Yeah, she was.
Originally filed the charges against him.
It was the prosecutor that filed the charges against him. They always wanted to. One thing I can guarantee you, I could agree with a lot of people. Yeah, the prosecutor did want to go after Diddy because he was unlawful all these years. So because the fact is, he did pew that girl that Shine went to jail for. He did do that. Yeah. He was responsible for the unalivement of all those college students. Okay, we still debating what he did, what he did with Tupac versus Biggie. We're still debating. He's been unlawful all these years and fight. So they've been looking at him, and they saw the case with Cassie, and they're like, here we go. We have the chance to sit this mofo down because he's unlawful. I don't think Cassie wanted to go to trial, but she had to, because if not, she would have been liable also, because there was a lot of rugging and a lot of illegal activity that was going on with that couple. You understand what I'm saying? So she had to do what she had to do.
When she took the money, she couldn't is her taking the money, but when it was it the FBI, right?
Yeah, you can't testify. You cannot not testify. Exactly. She had to testify. She had to. She didn't want to. She had the money. She had that money, and she had money coming from the hotel. She wanted to mind her business. She got her plan. She wanted to be out of here. I'm sure she had planned to go because she was supposed to do. The thing a lot of people don't understand is she was supposed to do a concert. She was supposed to go back on tour around that time. She didn't want, and the tour had to stop because the video came out. You understand what I'm saying?
I don't think that they didn't care nothing about whatever she was claiming until that. When the video came out, I think the video struck a nerve. Like,
I think the video helped.
When that documentary came out on net, was it Netflix? Y'all know the one Surviving R. Kelly. When that came out, it was over. That's when the charge.
Hold on. We talking about R. Kelly now?
You know Kels is a mess. You know Kels is a mess. What happened to you, Two-Face? Hey, I think I see my friend here.
I'll put you like this. That nigga down here in North Carolina, if he do a fucking concert, I'm there.
No, I'm basically saying that it just goes to show that they don't want to really prosecute. It's like when that documentary came out on R. Kelly, it was like you got no choice, because it's like looking at this and you watching it. It was like mouth dropping. Same
R. Kelly was a mess.
Diddy and Cassie,
oh my God!
They didn't
Who just said that? Who just said that? Oh, you just
R.
said
Kelly's
that?
a mess. I said it.
Well, I can tell.
What are you saying? You telling me that you did not watch everything that R. Kelly did, including for
I ain't gonna lie.
the liquid on that on the liquid on the minor?
Listen. Listen.
What?
I didn't believe anything up until one person.
Okay.
One person.
Who made you believe? Go ahead.
The hair braider.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
I don't even remember that. But I will say this: when the tape.
No, hold on. Let me say what I gotta say. So the hair braider. This is what made me really believe this shit. Because she was like, "Yo, he did such and such and such and such." And then if you ever listen to that song, hair braider.
Oh, he testified. He testified that he did that to the hair braider.
I don't even remember what the hair braider. But the thing I will say is,
she braided his hair and he assaulted her.
I was born in '88.
I was like, damn, she's saying everything this nigga
when
was
the
saying.
tape, I will say this: when the tape came out, I was born in '88, so that tells you I'm 37. When the tape came out, I was too young. Somehow, a few years ago, roughly about like 10 years ago, I stumbled. Hold on. Yeah. Roughly about 10 years ago, I stumbled across the tape, and I can tell you there was no doubt that that was R. Kelly in that tape.
Really, of course.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But I was an adult, and when he got out, I was cheering that he got out. I was an adult, and I'm like, yo, he made almost like I was one of the ones that was happy about O.J. Simpson. I was standing in the office clapping when O.J. Simpson was found not guilty.
How was you okay with O.J. Simpson?
I thought he was innocent. If the glove don't fit, you mustn't quit. What are we talking about? I'm telling you, I was young then. I was younger then. I thought the system was the system. I thought this man was innocent. I really did.
This is why we ain't got real R&B.
Well, I will say this. That's why I believe it matters in what type of defense you have.
Yes.
OJ had Johnny Cochran.
Yes, he
Johnny
did.
Cochran went in there and did what
he
OJ
did.
paid him to do.
Yes, he did. He got him out. Two unalignment of white tea people too. Two unalignment white tea people. He got away with it. That's crazy.
In the 1996 R. Kelly case, whatever attorney he paid.
Oh, he paid that.
He went and did that.
Yes, he did. Got his brother.
But you know, just like they did OJ. We didn't get you then, but they got him on that R.
And they're gonna get him again. I promise you, they're gonna get Diddy again. They're gonna get Diddy again. They're gonna get Diddy. Diddy gonna get getting because Diddy can't stop. Diddy can't stop. I promise you. They're gonna make sure they watch every baby oil. He better get some lotion. He better figure that shit out. gonna get him. They're gonna get Diddy. They're gonna get Diddy. I tell you, they ain't gonna stop with him because he ain't gonna stop.
Ladies,
Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is the best first live
We
ever.
understand that they get this shit. Don't get me wrong.
Go ahead. Go
Don't
ahead.
get me wrong. And I don't condone shit that
Me neither. I'm not condoning anything. This is a serious conversation.
Shit these motherfuckers have done.
Yes.
But what I will say is that we ain't had R&B for
Love Pink got me to 8,000. I'm sorry, give me a second, Two-Face. Love Pink got me to 8,000 hearts. I'm telling you, Love Pink be in here getting me some hearts. Go ahead, Two-Face. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We ain't had real R&B.
Oh Lord.
Since R. Kelly went in.
Lord have mercy.
I'm not even.
So it's okay that R. Kelly did all of those horrific things for music. Is that what you're saying, Two-Face?
No, I'm saying we need to go beat the fuck out of R. Kelly every time he think about it.
Oh my God.
Oh, he's not getting out. You think Kelly's getting out?
Oh no, you not understand what I'm saying. Let him get out, and we just beat the fuck out of him.
Oh, you gotta be careful of the words. They're gonna restrict our live
Every time
again.
we got an impulse, we beat the shit out of him.
You gotta be
He come out
careful.
with a new song.
You gotta be careful.
About some R. Kelly.
We gotta be careful.
Yes, I am.
Nah, man, R. Kelly needs to stay where R. Kelly is. We don't need R. Kelly to come out. R. Kelly is good. Let him stay where he at.
I'm put you like this. Put an R. Kelly song on right now. I guarantee you.
I personally don't listen to his song. And whenever somebody play it,
you don't listen to his song?
whenever somebody play it, I'll be like, I can't believe y'all playing it. I don't play his songs anymore. I
have a
don't.
biased opinion. I do feel like when the other kind gets away with it, our people should get away with it from time to time.
Oh, not that. No, he did too much.
Thank you.
He did too much. No, he did too much. And he did it to our people. He did it to our girls. He did it too much. He did too much.
But the bigger picture is when you did it in '96 and got away with it, you didn't have sense enough to stop. That's what I said.
And that's the thing.
Like
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Nah, with the whole feces stuff and all that stuff like that. Nah, he did too much, man. He did too much. He treated these girls like animals, and I can't abide by that. He needs to go. Oh no, they were. I believe everything. I believe these women testimony. I believe everything they said. The man, you can't be. You have every one of them cults. Even unalivers, serials, they all have a pattern.
Why did most of them retract what they said then?
They retract because they retract in fear. A lot of them retract in fear, but also a lot of them, as this is
you
where
can't retract in fear after you already had it on national.
A lot of them retract in fear. That's one.
Sometimes.
But also a lot of them also is something that has to do with survival mentality, right? Survival mentality. The whole world hates you. You think his fans is not hating on all of them? The whole world hates you because most of the world thinks that you guys deserve it. Because you were part of that situation.
You know what? A lot of people couldn't get over with R because for the simple fact, a lot of people feel like the parents. Think about Aaliyah.
I'm gonna sing one song.
Think about Aaliyah.
I'm gonna sing one song.
Not on this live. I'm gonna get restricted.
I'm gonna sing one song.
I'm gonna get restricted if you sing a song for this man.
You don't need to sing nothing.
I wanna ride it.
Behave yourself. I'm gonna get restricted again. Behave yourself. That's it.
But that's the crazy part. Like, how can you still listen to that?
I guarantee you, when y'all just heard what I just said.
That's not the song that I love from him. I'm sorry. That's not the one.
What song you like? What song you like?
I refuse to call it. I refuse to call it. There's several songs that I love that every time it came on, it made me smile. I can't even listen to. I can't even hear a beat of him.
Over by the stove.
Can we not sing the people's song on my tongue? I've stopped restricting, trying to restrict my life. I think we passed 10 minutes.
But you can't deny his talent. That's fact.
No, he's amazing. He was a true artist. That's what's so sick. But if you look at a lot of those true artists, people, a lot of these, even these politicians, and we're not going to go too much in politics, but if you go to all of these people, that if you look in their background, you will see the dynamic. You see, they have these pheromones. I don't know if it's called pheromone. I'm pronouncing it wrong, but these chemicals in their bodies that is released that captured all these people. You understand? These women and the politicians have it. Rich businessmen have it. These artists have it. You enthrall all the people with your words and your actions, and that's when you grab them. Yes, Diddy's like that. Let me tell you something. I can't stand Diddy. I can't stand. Let me tell you something. Two-Face. I can't stand Diddy. When I heard, when they read that letter that Diddy wrote, hold on. When they wrote, Two-Face, hold on. I hate the man. But when they read that letter that he wrote to Cassie, that last time, I'm like, that mother.
What did he say, Mama? You know, I be wanting
when he was like, when she was pregnant, he was saying that how, you know, she was everything. He just so proud of her, and he knew that she was a beautiful bride, and he was everything to him, and he made she made his life worthwhile, and he knew that she always wanted to be a mother, and she's gonna be the most amazing, most beautiful mother, and he wants her to know that the bullshit that this, and she was married. She was married, and he wrote this long letter, this eloquent. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker right there.
And in front of everybody on that, I will never forget that award show.
He did that shit to show you. He did that shit on a real, like, hey, bitch, I want, excuse my language.
Why you gotta be a bitch? We hate it so Two-Face.
No, but it's real. I'm just trying to show y'all. He said, hey, bitch, I want you to know that I still see you. Crazy.
But yes, she left. She left.
And it is crazy, but at the same time, I made you.
No, he destroyed her. He destroyed her. He destroyed her. Yes, he did. He made her believe. Let me tell you something. You know what broke them up? She would have still been with him if it wasn't for that third girl. What's that third girl?
How many Cassie songs can y'all name?
No.
Please tell me.
Because he stopped her talent. Please
tell me how many Cassie songs.
He stopped her talent.
Hold on.
Do you know how many albums was in that contract?
He was with her for 10 years, right? How many Cassie songs did they make?
Okay, do you know that contract? How many albums was it, Mama? How many? He said you signed this contract.
It's only one. Well, she was supposed to have an album. I think he only allowed her to have one or two songs.
How many Cassie songs can y'all name?
It's only one song that I know, but she was supposed to have an album.
It's me and you.
Oh my God.
Who was the one?
You don't even know the words.
I sure don't. I sure the fuck don't.
You are wrong for that. Okay, victim 3. Okay, Gina. Okay, Gina is the girl. Gina is the one. Gina is his girl now. Let me tell you. Hold on. I don't know the name of the song, but I'm telling you, Gina. Hold on. I was saying something about Gina was the third girlfriend. The reason why she finally left him is because of Gina. Yeah. And she said it in court. She left it because she said to him, right? She was with him all these years. She expected him to marry her. They're supposed to have kids, and she told him not to be with that girl Gina, right? And he lied to her, and that was the beginning of their broken relationship. She was in Paris. I think she was in not Paris. She was doing the film thing because she was doing a movie. So they were showing it at the French Riviera, whatever the Cannes, right? So she broke up with him after that, and that's when she went with Alex, right? And that's the only reason that she left him. She left him because first Jane and then Gina. The thing is, he had a strong hold on her. I'm not denying that.
He must have knew who to do it with because you never heard about him doing it with J-Lo.
Oh, but we don't know what he did with J-Lo, though. The thing is, will you stop singing? Two-Face, stop singing.
Two-Face. I honestly, with J-Lo, I think she was smart enough to deceive early.
I think he got away.
Like you said, yeah. I think she got away. And then she's also a freaking actress and a star.
He wasn't there. He wasn't who he was now. He actually was able to create this world with money and influence, and he was able to get it almost to perfection. He almost got it to perfection. He almost got it to perfection.
You're right, because at one point they was labeling Diddy a billionaire almost. I think.
Yep. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why you feel that Diddy ain't an animal. He is. He is.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Okay, what are you saying?
I'm saying, like, certain people ain't no fucking victim.
The ladies were. Yes.
No,
both of them.
Not
all of them. All of them was victims to me.
I feel like that's a man's aspect.
If the ladies was a victim,
They would have done what J-Lo did and get the fuck up out
They
of
couldn't
there.
because J-Lo, she was too refined. J-Lo got out early. I don't know if J-Lo would have gotten out if she was with him now.
You gotta remember, J-Lo wasn't a nobody when she got with him.
Yeah, and she got out early. He was too young. He didn't have the money. He didn't have the money. He didn't have the power. He didn't have the staff. He didn't have the staff.
Hold on.
You can't say that.
Hold on, no, stop. Where did J-Lo start at?
What do you mean?
In Living Color.
No,
she started in Living Color. In Living Color.
She was a dancer.
In Living Color, yes. She was starting in Living Color. Yes.
On Living Color.
Yes.
That bitch was nobody.
Stop calling her B. I'm a fan. Thank you.
She was nobody. She was no fucking body.
Stop playing with Jenny from the block.
Yeah, exactly.
Jenny from the block was nobody.
She was.
But she was somebody.
No, she was not. No,
oh my God, it's almost 3 o'clock. I gotta go to bed.
She was nobody until some black men. Hold on. Until some black men made her somebody.
No, wrong. No. She was already a singer. She was already a singer. She was already a singer when she met with him. No, she wasn't. She already left. Hold on. Okay, I'm reading. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now. Hold on.
What song?
Okay, hold on.
It's not even about. She's gonna get the song.
What song?
Wait, Two-Face.
She was not.
Hold on, Two-Face. You gotta understand. Back in, and I'm gonna say this, she was very much on that before Diddy came around.
Because she sang the song, that love song. You don't have to be what's that song you said? The song where she's talking about you didn't have to. You don't have to.
No, she did not. No, she did not.
She sang it after the fact, after they broke up. Yes, she did.
No, she did
not. The song that she wrote about that you didn't have to buy me a car or whatever, but I could buy my own car. That whole song that was after him.
You had the song with
what year did that come out? What year did that come out? Let me show you what year she was dating Diddy.
I'm just saying she was a hot commodity.
She wasn't.
Hold on. I'm gonna find out right now.
She was dating Diddy.
Yes, Diddy was already a rising star, established actress when she met Diddy.
Yes.
She did the film. She met Diddy in 1999, and she already did Selena in 1997. Stop playing in my face. Stop playing in my face. Stop playing in my face. She did Selena. She was famous.
What was her hit? What was her hit in 1999?
Hold on. Their relationship began, and Diddy known as it. And she worked on the music video. If you had my love. By the time they made this red carpet debut, if you had my love,
1999.
Yep, and then she met him 1999.
That song did not come out.
It says right there. Worked on her music video for her debut single, "If You Had My Love." It was around the same time that they met. But the fact that you asked a question, was she famous before? And yes, she was, because she did Selena. That was your question. Where you went, Two-Face? Two-Face over here left us. Where Two-Face leaving? You running out, trying to get the detail?
Yeah.
Trying to get the.
No, I'm looking at it.
Yes, just type. Was Jennifer Lopez famous when she met Diddy? Yes.
Like Two-Face, I don't think any of us are expecting you
to
actually know J-Lo back in the day, like the way that we did as like younger kids.
Remember, she was
a choreographer.
She was a choreographer.
Hold on a second. Thank you. Hold on. Let's welcome somebody new. Hi,
Hey, Bossy.
Hi, how are you? Go ahead.
Definitely a hot commodity. I would say that. Anybody saying that she not, you tripping?
Yes.
J-Lo.
All right, so let's give Bossy a chance to say something. Welcome to the panel. How are you? Thank you for being here. Oh, you left. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she wanted to say that. I mean, Bossy, I have to stop identifying people. I'm sorry.
J-Lo was not that. J-Lo was not that.
You wrong. You have to admit you're wrong. You have to admit you're wrong. She was that.
She was really big in a part of how
most people sung her songs for her.
Okay, I'm not playing with you with J-Lo. I'm not having no J-Lo slander. I'm not having no J-Lo slander. I'm sorry. No, I love me some J-Lo. I'm not having no J-Lo slander. I'm sorry. She was talented.
She was definitely a hot commodity. Think about when
she's still hot.
The Versace
she's still hot.
Yes, that green Versace dress to the Grammy.
The girl, she's still hot. She still can make records right now, and she can still sell out. What are we talking about? She just did the Super Bowl.
She can't sing.
She just did the Super Bowl the other day. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
You can't take her. She's an amazing actor.
Come out. Come on now.
She just did the Super Bowl with
No, she did not. No, she did not.
Yes, she did.
Oh my God.
No, she did not. No, she did not.
You must have been overseas.
Where were you?
Yes, she did.
With our girl that sang oh God. Shakira. She did the Super Bowl with Shakira.
Years ago that was.
It doesn't matter. She did the Shakira. She did the Super Bowl. That's like 3 years ago, I think. 3 or 4 years ago.
If you can do the Super Bowl before Chris Brown, you can't say nothing about her. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Stand with that.
She did it after. She did it after. She did it within the last 3 or 4 years because it was definitely after COVID. So she did it after that. It was recent.
Everybody had a good time.
We definitely started by saying that, he definitely knew he couldn't pull that with J-Lo.
I'm about to look this up. Hold up.
Okay, go ahead.
I got off, but hold up. I'm looking this up.
He ain't gonna look it up because he gonna have a time and he gonna see all the songs that she has.
As a matter of fact, I gotta go to bed, guys, because I have to go to work. But we're gonna let him look it up and then have him come back, and we have to say goodnight. Oh my God, I really enjoyed the live. Started out as a very sad live, but I want to thank all of you guys for coming.
That shit was 2020.
I know. What was pretty funny? What?
That shit was 2020.
I know it was 2020. What are you talking about? I know COVID was 2020, and she did the Super Bowl. Like you act like we don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Lowest ratings ever.
The lowest ratings ever. Lord have mercy. Stop dragging our girl.
Lowest ratings ever. There ain't nobody looking at J-Lo.
I looked at her. I enjoyed it immensely.
Good night, Mama.
Good night.
You know what? You want to know
Good night, y'all.
Good night, guys. Two-Face.
I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you too.
Thank y'all so much.
Please come back, guys. Please come back. I'm going to try to do more lives. Please come back. And I followed all of you guys. Please follow me. And thank you so much for being here. Okay?
Okay, good night.
Good night. Good night, everybody.
I'm going to bed too.
Yeah, no, I got to go to sleep. I got to go to work. Good night. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Oh my God. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank, I don't know if my YouTube people are going to see this after the fact. I only saw, I want to thank Pretty Things for being here. This conversation was a heavy conversation. And I want to thank whoever passed by YouTube and everything and saw it. I didn't put it on the main channel. I put it on my MamaFlipLive channel because I know that the other channel will not appreciate this conversation because we have such a large political group and they don't want politics and stuff on that channel. So thank you for everybody who came on MamaFlipLive to listen. If you guys want to see this over again, please come on MamaFlipLive. I want to thank everybody on Instagram because Instagram was the biggest actually people that came and showed up for us on Instagram. It always is. Please, if you are on Instagram, please come follow me on MamaFlipSlots. You can follow me on MamaFlipLive, but also MamaFlipSlots. We're trying to get over 10,000 subscribers. And if you're on TikTok and you see that you're still here, because the TikTok is not gonna allow me to save the live. By the way, I would have to download it and save it. But even if I download it and save it and put it up, TikTok is gonna put all kind of warnings. So if you guys want to see on TikTok, I want to see this live again, you have to go into. Maybe I'll put a little clip to tell you guys to please go watch the whole live on YT. So I want to say thank you to Truth, Native, Jupiter. My sister was here. Donovan was here. Moose was there. I'm not saying their full name. Sharon Jacob was here. Jada Mayer was here. Van Namer 2000 was here. Lord. Miss Seductive was here. YT What Happened 82. Michelle Googly, I think. Maniac Millions was here. Minnie was here. So she says join. We have Joe, I'm 96. Gotta love Jay, Jason. Thank you everybody for coming in on, especially on Instagram. We mostly have a lot of people on Instagram. Thank you guys. Instagram also does not save lives, so if you guys are here and want to see it from the beginning, please look on YouTube. I probably will do a small clip and put it on Instagram and also on YouTube so people could know where to find the video, the full conversation. I think the conversation was, in my opinion, amazing. We had a lot of amazing panelists that came up, gave their opinion. I was going to be more than willing to have someone come up who totally disagree with me. I know that some of them was in the comments and stuff like that. So next time if we have conversation like that, I do allow people who disagree with me come up and tell me why they disagree. And, I used to do these type of live all the time. As long as they're respectful, I'm respectful. If they're not respectful, then I'll start yelling and calling you out your name, which we don't need. So next time, hopefully, people who disagree will come up and tell us why they disagree respectfully. So anyway, okay, goodbye, Instagram. We are about to shut down Instagram right now. Thank you for coming. I want to end the live. Bye. Thank you, Instagram. All right. All right, and I'm about to say good night to TikTok. You guys were amazing. Thank you, everybody who stopped by. Love Pink, send me a message. I haven't spoken to you in so long. I wish you had came up, but I will be back, Love Pink, and I'm hopefully going to be doing more lives. Not to 3 o'clock in the morning though, but hopefully I do more lives so we could talk. I did miss having you on a panel and other people on the panel, so hopefully we could continue these conversations. So good night, Love Pink. Thank you so much for the 16.4K. Before Love Pink came up, I think I only had what 8, if that much. So I appreciate you. So good night, Love Pink. All right, take care. I'm about to shut down now. So good night. Say good night, Love Pink. But I don't want to stop you while you still giving me beautiful. You on? Wait a minute. We on 16.6. All right, maybe let's wait. I'll wait until we get to 20. So Love Pink is giving me the 16.6. Let's see if I can get to 20K before we say, 16.7. Lord have mercy. If it's not only Love, who else is giving me love? Like we almost at 20. Let's continue. Let's get me to let's get me into the 20. Let's get me to the 20. Let's get me to the 20. Y'all guys can get me to the 20. I'll be there to 16.8. Ah, Suki. We almost at, not 20, 17. I'm not trying to get to 20. I mean 17. We at 16.8. Let's get me to the 17. 16.9. We almost at 17. Almost at 17. Yay, almost at 17. And after that, I want to say good night. Almost at 17K, even though it's only pennies to the dollar. Not even pennies to the dollar, but thank you. And we at 17. Thank you, Love Pink, and everybody who liked the live. Good night. Good night, Love Pink. And I'll be talking to you in the chat. Okay, bye. Bye-bye. All right. Okay, YouTube, we are out of here. Thank you for those who stopped by. Thank you for those who is going to see this tomorrow. In fact, let me change this title to both R. Kelly. Hold on. Not R. Kelly. I don't know why I'm saying R. Kelly. I'm sorry. Hold on. Why didn't I cover the Karmalo Anthony Case? Diddy Case Revisited. Okay, great. All right, save. All right, good night, you too. All right, thanks for stopping by.